Prescott signed to a 4-year, $240 million extension. He probably went out after the extension and led the Cowboys to a 33-17 win over the Cleveland Browns. The Houston Texans held off the Colts yesterday, 29-27 for an early win. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio.
With A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
Good morning, San Antonio. What a day to be alive in the great state of Texas. This is the Morning Huddle. I'm A.J. Hoffman. This guy.
Are we on?
Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, sir.
How goes it, man?
I'm good.
What a day. What a day to wake up and be alive in San Antonio. I'll tell you what, friend, I walked outside today and I said, ooh, it's kind of chilly. I like it. It's my kind of party. This is what I wait for. This is football season weather. It's like God knew football season was underway in Texas, and he said, I'm going to give these boys some football weather.
I hope it stays. I hate it when weather
you get
does
teased.
this to me. We get teased. We got a couple of days of this, and then 105. I hope it doesn't happen. But, man, I'll tell you what. You cannot be in a bad mood. You cannot be in a bad mood when you walk outside and you get hit with this. You can't.
It's very difficult for sure. And you know what? If you're a football fan in Texas, you probably had a pretty decent weekend, huh?
Well, if you're a Cowboy fan, you did. If you're a Texans fan, you did. Now, if you're anti, you probably didn't.
What if you're a Texas fan or you're an Aggie fan?
But I'm just saying, if you're anti any of those, and there seems to be a lot of them.
Oh, you mean there's haters out there?
You probably didn't. There's so much to unparse about what happened yesterday. I mean, from the contract to the way the Cowboys played.
Okay, I hate to start with the contract. You know what? We won't talk about the contract itself yet. Let's talk about the simple. Isn't Jerry's move normally to like be the only one in the headlines? Like he wants to be the only thing talked about?
Well, you drop it at 11 o'clock. Yeah, that's 11 a.m., 45 minutes before gather.
But
yeah.
You know what? You know the one thing that'll overshadow the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys becoming the highest paid player in the league is NFL football kicking off 45 minutes later.
Well, yeah, but for that 45 minutes,
that's what he waited this whole offseason for.
I am feeling pretty comfortable that yes.
Well, look at the deal. What an insane person.
Look at the deal. Well, first of all, Dak blinked.
You think?
Oh, Dak blinked. Oh. He got a lot. I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but he gave Jerry a hometown discount. That quarterback that just signed the biggest contract in history by $1 million promptly rolled out and looked like the best quarterback in football. Jerry's already proud of this deal. Dak blinked. Dak could have made if he hadn't signed that deal and Dak went out and played like that yesterday, what do you think the headlines would be? It's now $70 million a year. That's what the headline would have been. Jerry, what are you doing? Now it's going to cost you this. So, hey, Dak blinked, but he wanted to be a Cowboy. He gave some hometown discount. I'm not anti.
I mean, he's the highest paid player in the world.
Yes.
All right. I mean, if that's blinking, then damn.
He blinked.
I kind of think the opposite because I kind of think as soon as this deal got signed, I said, really?
5 years?
5 more years of this, huh?
All right. 5 years. He signed 5 years, knowing full well the way this thing escalates. The way every year is $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. He's just punted every year. We know his agent wanted a 2, maybe a 3-year max deal. That's what his agent wanted. Didn't get that. Almost double that. Yeah, he got 231 guaranteed. Yep, he did. Wait till you see the next contract. or the next one that's going to sign before Dak would have signed. He blinked. He gave a hometown discount. I'm not mad at him, but that's what he did.
I don't know, man. I to me, it's a win for Dak.
Oh, I'm not mad at it. He made more money than ever dreamt of, but he could have made more.
Okay. Well, if anybody, to me, the guy who feels like the guy who blinked is Jerry, because I was convinced that Jerry didn't really want Dak.
Oh, I don't think he was that far into it. I think he offered I think this deal's been around forever. The quibble was, look at it's a strange deal. It's $240, but what, $231
guaranteed.
That little $8 million, you think that's where the play was? The $8 million non-guaranteed?
Yeah, Jerry was like, "Oh, I'm going to get that $9 million at the end. Don't you worry. That's going to be back in my pocket, Dak."
He went home. That's Jerry's little ace. You know what? I kept that $8 million. He wanted it all guaranteed, and I said, "No, you're going to have to prove it to me for that last $8 million.
Putting this $9 million aside in case another baby pops up.
Come on." That was the sticking point.
Well, all right. Well, if that's the sticking point,
then, hey, you got him. You got every bit of it.
Well, were you like me and just laying around on the couch all weekend watching football?
No, man. I went up. I was in Austin. I've never done the kayak in Ladybird and do all that stuff. So I did that on Saturday. Sunday I spent recuperating.
Okay. Sunday was a couch day.
Yeah.
That's good for you. Good for you.
Great day, man. Lulled me into a sense of like it's easy to go to bed, and then got a little overtime to close the evening out. It was a good day of football.
I would like to say I missed the second half and overtime of the Lions-Rams game.
Well, you saw an entirely different game.
Because I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night. 9 p.m., which is like the earliest I can remember going to bed. But I went and had margaritas at halftime of the Cowboys game. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go watch the second half of the Cowboys game at a little restaurant in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And, they had good margaritas, real good margaritas. They had one I had a skinny, which they call so I went to this place, El Mirasol. I guess it's pretty well.
You went and had margaritas at Mirasol?
Yeah.
No wonder you went to bed at 9.
Well,
I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah.
You didn't go to bed. You passed out. That's what you did.
Yeah.
The
chispas, which is like a skinny margarita. And then I had a regular one. And I got to be honest, the chispa is better.
Far better. That's their legendary drink.
How do they do that? How's the skinny one, the one that's got fewer calories? How is that one better for you? Or how's it better? I don't know, but they've got the magic. I don't believe it's actually a skinny margarita.
The legend of the chispa around San Antonio it's been a minute. They won't say what's in it. I'm pretty sure it's unleaded, but it probably is just your standard alcohol. Those chispas are, I don't know what's in them.
Well,
they're very, very good.
Yeah, and they were like, "Well, what tequila do you want in yours?" And I went with the 1800, and oh boy, that was Two is enough at that place.
Yeah, that is that you get 2 of those. That's the limit, and you probably need some help on the way out.
2 is enough. And I wasn't even hungry. I just said I'm going to go, but I said at the bar. Mm-hmm. That's what I've living by myself. This is what I go when I go out to eat. I sit at the bar. I'm not going to sit at a table. I'm not going to take up somebody's table and be the only one there. It's weird. So I sit at the bar, and I ate nachos, and I got the chips and the salsa comes in like a. It's like the size of the salsa is basically what you get if you order a dipping sauce with your nuggets at Chick-fil-A. It's like, that's how much salsa they give you. I was like, this feels like not a grown person's amount of salsa.
They're conserving it. You're a bar type. Yeah. You're not a table type. You're a bar type. You get the bar serving.
That's absurd.
You're taking away from tip time. Although nobody wants a single at like a 4 top.
Yeah, that's where the bar's made for you.
I appreciate it, but you're getting the bar serving.
Oh, here's the best part. The best part. I'm going back to this place.
Well, you should.
So I had 2 of those margaritas. I had nachos and I had a tres leches. What do you think my final bill was?
Was there a service charge? Were you
No.
$40.
$25.
Really?
And I said
they didn't do it right.
There must be some mistake. I looked at my itemized bill. They charged me for 1 margarita and nachos. And I said, "Hey, buddy, I feel like I don't want to put you in a bad spot here. I feel like maybe you didn't charge me for everything. And the guy just kind of looked at me and said, it's okay. And I said, all right, friend, you've just earned yourself a 60% tip, just like that. So my final bill was $40
and a future customer.
There and I'm coming back, baby. You forget to put half my food on the thing,
You're gonna get this cat fired. Where were you again? You
you
were at
Taco
Jalisco
Bell.
number 7, right?
the Taco Bell.
Out of Jalisco 7, and the guy let me go.
What a guy! What a
You know
guy!
what? He didn't know how to work the register. He's like,
It could be.
Nah.
But
So
you know what?
It's okay.
He can mix a drink.
It's all right.
My man can mix a drink. If you can't work the register, I'm not worried about it.
You know what? This is a question that's been around. What is in those piscos?
I don't know.
What
I
is
don't know.
in there? For anybody that might know, Brigade Bar is a great place. I've always wondered because I swear there's ethanol, like straight up moonshine.
I don't think ethanol would taste that good.
Well, I don't know what they put in them, but there's something that's borders on a hallucinogenic that you just can't have too much.
It made me miss the second half of the Lions-Rams game, and apparently in overtime. I mean, I'm glad I decided to skip out on the second half because I'd have been real pissed when overtime came around. But yeah, we're going to talk about all these games. What we'll do is we'll start with a little game you may have seen yesterday between the Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys. And Dallas Cowboys now 1-0, 1 win, 0 losses on the ledger. About as nice of a start as you could ask. This defense looks like it's going to be solid. And as the offense comes into form, maybe the Cowboys, well, I say maybe, obviously, the Cowboys are going to have an awesome regular season because that's what the Cowboys do. Does it change the final result? That's what we'll discuss. And, man, the Browns, oh, no. I wonder if there's ever been a worse deal than Deshaun Watson to the Browns. The Browns thought, you know what, all these years of heartache, all these years of bad quarterback luck, we're going to fix it. We're going to money whip it is what we're going to do. We're just going to go out. This is a guaranteed winner. We're going to trade away our future for it, and then we're going to give him all the money guaranteed. He didn't even save back $9 million like Jerry. He just said all of it's guaranteed. Every dollar, Deshaun. And now Deshaun Watson is a walking trash can, a walking, throwing trash can. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service, GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Play ball! Missions Baseball returns Tuesday night at Wolf Stadium. Join us for AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free in or out of your vehicle. We can help you find the best battery for your vehicle and budget. O'Reilly Auto Parts has batteries starting at just $79.99. Get your battery tested for free today at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app. It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO-free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO-free any-size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. That stall at 35 southbound at Tupperwine has cleared. Right now, about a 30-minute commute on 1604 westbound from I-10 to 281. That's starting to fill in. That's a 20-minute ride, 1604 northbound, I-10 to 35. 1604 eastbound, Bandera Road to I-10, 5-6 minutes. I-10 eastbound from Loop 410 to 1604. That's a 5-7-minute ride. We're definitely starting to fill in now. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime. It's showtime. Morning Huddle on a Cowboys winning Tuesday, Monday. God, I never know what day it is. You'd think on Monday I would know.
It's Monday.
I don't know anything about days of the week. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult concept for me. But I'm here. I know I'm supposed to be at work today, so I showed up. Showed up on time in my purple shirt. I got a lot of grief from the powers that be over this purple shirt.
You know, my video, you look almost blue.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I guess it's my computer.
No, it's probably the lighting in here. It's good. But it's purple. I look like Grimace. But the powers that be were upset that I got a purple shirt. Like, oh, you're not supposed to do purple. You're supposed to do.
Did they really say something?
Yeah. You're supposed to do navy. I was like, well, you told me to get whatever I wanted. I like purple. I'm going purple.
All right. I didn't know we had
So here
fashion cops.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rob. Come on.
Well, collar's one thing. Then you start telling what colors to wear.
Yeah.
We're radio.
Collared shirt. Look at this. Collared shirt. You like that, Vic?
Yeah.
Viking
How's that
fan.
look? How's this look, Rob? This collar. So I'm going to wear my collar
Hey,
from now on.
I'm a child of the 80s, man.
So
Put on
everybody
another
knows.
one. You got to double pop those collars.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
double
knows.
Snap them.
I got a collar here, Bubba.
There it is.
This is a collar. The Cowboys get not only a win over the Browns, the Cowboys get a dominant win over the Cleveland Browns. They've got to be feeling good about what they saw in week one, particularly from the defense. I mean, this was about as dominant of a defensive performance as you could have asked for. The offense, I'm not going to act like it was great. It wasn't, but it was good enough when Cleveland was playing the way they were. And the Browns are a great defensive team. So the fact that the Cowboys still put up 33 points. Now, mind you, some of those came on non-offensive means, but who cares? They were plenty to get the job done. You're returning punts for touchdowns. That's just gravy on top of things. But this was a Browns team that I think probably expected to get more out of the quarterback position than they did.
Well, we're going to hammer Deshaun, and he deserves everything.
Is this all Cowboys?
No, but they did not have either starting tackle. He was under duress 26 times. No quarterback could have been successful in that. Now, Deshaun is getting paid enough and been around long enough to be able to at least kind of overcome that, and he couldn't. He did look like a deer in the headlights, but those headlights were coming at him all night long. Now, I don't know how much of that was Zimmer, but I do know there's a little bit of fool's gold in this. I mean, they did come into the game minus both of their starting tackles.
You sound like Shedeur Sanders.
I'm just going to say that the Cowboys defense was extraordinary. It was, but they did go in it playing really secondhand tackles. So I think Deshaun was under pressure all night long. He doesn't have the skill guys around him. Amari Cooper did what Amari Cooper does and basically quit. So there's a lot of issues with Cleveland. They were awful in a lot of ways, but I think there's a little bit of fool's gold in how good that defense was because, yeah, it's easy to tee off like that. The good news is Dak played like the highest paid quarterback in the league and delivered a win the way he was supposed to deliver it. It was on his back, and he did it.
Yeah, he now this wasn't Dak's best game, wasn't his worst game. Again, I think the offense there's some things to work on certainly. But man, if the defense plays like that, you just expect that this offense that's been humming along for the last couple years is going to continue. It's going to find its way and it's going to start humming.
Yeah.
If that's the defense that you get, there's some real potential with this team. They're probably better than I thought they were. Certainly, if what we saw is the truth of the defense.
Well, I think to some extent it was. I mean, they were the part that you could not let the Cowboys do was collapse the pocket. And we knew they were going to come from the edge. But once you saw D-Law standing in the pocket early in the game, you knew Deshaun was in for it all night long because there was nowhere for him to go. And he didn't have the receivers that could break open in quick enough time. So given where he was, it was an extraordinarily called defensive game by Zimmer. Perfect. But we're not going to see D-Law collapsing the pocket every day. And one of the things that worried me was the cornerback's exposure time. And they didn't have a lot of exposure time. They might have had 2 seconds of coverage time before Deshaun had to start looking at where the guys were coming from. So it hit a lot of the things that, we had a rookie cornerback out there. Kalen looked good. I'm not going to take anything away, but he didn't have to work that hard for very long. So this was the perfect start for a Cowboy team. On the road, under duress, quarterback gets signed. They roll out and do everything well. The lack of a running game wasn't exposed. Zeke looked like he had a little bit of a bounce, at least for 5 yards. Everything you hope to see, you did. So, yes, great news, but I think Cleveland's got a little bit more issues than Cowboy has things to brag about.
That could be the case. Some things that I guess not everything went perfectly. There's still the clock management issues pop up every now and again.
Oh my gosh, what
clock
was
issue
that? Now,
costs Aubrey a share of NFL history because you let a delay of game happen on what would have been a 66-yard field goal.
You guys need to be ready. I get it. Most teams aren't ready to run out on a 66-yard field goal if you're on the special teams. You figure you got another play in you. But they should have known. We even asked Coach on Friday, hey, you going to do it? He had the wind. So he will get a 70-yarder this year.
And then maybe the worst thing that came from the game was Jake Ferguson leaving the game with then they're going to get him looked at today, but not an ideal thing to lose him again for a team that outside of CeeDee Lamb has questionable weapons. Him being one of the more solid ones is although listen, Brandon Cooks had a pretty good game yesterday.
So did the Jalen's. I have trouble telling them apart, but one Jalen had a good game.
Yes,
one of them.
Yeah, it was Jalen. Jalen Brooks had one catch. Well, they both had one catch.
Combined, we had a good Jalen game.
Combined, they had 2 catches and like 30 yards.
See, that's what we're chasing. Just a combined Jalen stat is really, if we get more over like 4 catches, probably a W.
Yeah, outside CD, Cooks, Ferguson, the only guys who had more than 3 receptions. That was the extent. And then it's just 1 here, 2 here. Zeke had a couple. Hunter Lepke had 2 catches.
Well, Hunter better get loosened up.
What's he going to be? They're going to move him to tight end now?
I think. Well, I don't know if they'll move him to tight end, but I do think if that mobile tight end is gone, that Ferguson provides that little bit more mobility out there with running backs. The next 2 tight ends don't really do that. Lepke does offer that ability, so I do think we might see more Lepke in a combination with whatever tight end does start playing, if that is indeed a season ender for.
I hope it's not
Jake.
a season ender,
not, but man, it looked like it.
I'll say this: I think eventually this game it worked out because they jumped out to a lead, and it was the Browns kept shooting themselves in the foot. I do think they're going to have to get more from the run game than what they got. 4 yards of carries,
but he had holes. I mean, there were holes to run through. So if you can do that, if consistent 4-yard runs are available to Zeke, that will disguise any kind of problems. There's not going to be a chunk play coming out of the backfield unless it's some kind of gadget or something happens in space or a missed opportunity. But if you have the threat of a 4-yard run at any time, just because you're road grading very young offensive line, that was one of those things that I think at the end of the day, the Cowboys walk away from the Cleveland game going, you know what? The run game might not be as big an issue as it could have been.
Well, we talked about the schedule for the Cowboys and these first 6 games before the bye week being kind of a good measuring stick. And I said this is one of the tougher games. This game at Cleveland, and they passed that with flying colors. But it looks like next week's game may be tougher than we thought it was. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, we are live out at Fair Oaks Roost. We have a lot to talk about. A big weekend of football.
Well, absolutely. Cowboys open the season. Everybody open the season. We'll have all the reaction to that. We'll also talk with UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. Make sure you join us out at the Fair Oaks Roost for your chance to win tickets to go see Dallas play New Orleans with our friends from Flight by Yingling.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal starts with great meat. Locally owned and full service, Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. Steaks, beef ribs, pork ribs, their seasoned fajitas, chicken, poppers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heebner, online at TriCountyMeat.com.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at HEB.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just a simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. That stall at 35 southbound at Tupperwine has cleared. Right now, about a 30-minute commute on 1604 westbound from I-10 to 281. That's starting to fill in. That's a 20-minute ride, 1604 northbound, I-10 to 35. 1604 eastbound, Bandera Road to I-10, 5-6 minutes. I-10 eastbound from Loop 410 to 1604. That's a 5-7-minute ride. We're definitely starting to fill in now. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The NFL is on. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, new song, huh? I'm officially old, Rob, because I don't know who this is.
That's by design. Is this Kendrick Lamar?
I don't think
so. Is this
so.
going to be our halftime show?
Super Bowl halftime show. Oh, I wish.
I'm old. That's the officially old sign where you go, oh.
Who?
No, you know, I know. I mean, everybody knows who Kendrick Lamar is.
Everybody.
But then everybody goes, oh, yeah, Kendrick Lamar. I like that.
Damn.
I'm trying to think of what song he's done.
I
like him, though.
I like Kendrick Lamar, actually. I told Rob Kendrick Lamar is for, I don't know, 25 to 35-year-olds, which probably skews younger than even me.
Oh, it does.
But the goal for the Super Bowl isn't to – they're not pandering to us with this halftime
they used
show.
to. They don't say that they don't. They used to.
Yeah, because
they
were
up until
you know why
years ago.
You know why they used to? Because they were scared.
Well, no, I think they had to. I think we saw the shift in paradigm in LA when it was Snoop, because at that point we had the transition. We went from the Oasis reunions, or whatever it might be, to truly kind of modern music.
I actually think Oasis reunion tickets are more expensive than Super Bowl tickets.
Have you seen some of those?
It's crazy.
But I mean, we're used to that kind of thing at the halftime. Now we're getting more of a present day sound, and I get it. But as a man of my age, I was kind of looking forwed to a Oasis, something like that. I don't know.
Rob was like, I really wanted the Four Tops to play.
No, not like that, but you know what I'm saying. Kendrick Lamar is the first time everybody went, oh, yeah. And everybody kind of grinned. Half the population went, all right. The other half went, yeah, I know who he is. I'm not real sure of what to expect.
Rob's like, what? The Bee Gees weren't available? What's wrong with the Bee Gees?
Okay.
What about the Beach Boys?
Was the Weeknd's performance at Tampa, was that worth? Remember when the Weeknd would do it?
Uh-huh. I mean,
memorable?
It's not,
that was of
no.
the age, and everybody went, "Oh,
it's not for me." But I don't care. I'm going
Well,
to watch the game no matter what.
See, the thing is, it used to be for us. Is what I'm getting at. It's just not anymore. But
listen,
used
Rob,
to.
the world isn't built for the
agree,
old white
and
man anymore.
That's what I'm saying. And
society's
I thought
worked
yesterday
hard.
Was further reinforcement, and it's not about my ethnicity.
It
It's about
is.
my age.
Yeah, it's
Vic,
about
it is
my
right.
age. No,
this is about age.
Vic said the old white man has run this country for long enough. We're taking things away from him. So when you want to hear the Beach Boys, we're not going to give you that anymore.
I didn't throw Beach Boys. I threw out. I mean, how many Kendrick Lamar songs can you name, like off the top of your?
Maybe 3 or 4. But I also have a 17-year-old son.
Well, so,
who,
do I. I appreciate what he's got. I'm just saying the total. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and my expectations used to be of something different, and now it was further proven to me that I am not the demo they're chasing anymore, and that's fine.
Well, maybe you'll like Kendrick Lamar.
I don't dislike him. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm sure he's going to wow me with his performance.
Just work hard, stay humble,
but
you'll make.
No, he's not. He's not okay.
Oh,
what,
Rob.
U2 wasn't available?
No, U2's
They couldn't get the Eagles back together.
Couldn't get the Grateful Dead. They didn't have them. Yeah. Sorry, Rob.
I just saw Def Leppard. I know they're touring.
That's true.
Is Journey not available?
No,
they're alive.
There was some real complaints about that Journey
Billy
singer.
Joel?
No, Billy Joel. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And Tom Petty died. That made things
Maybe we
tough.
could just have a Tom Petty hologram.
What about Springsteen? Is he
Bruce.
still around?
I think so. I think he is.
What about, we know John Mellencamp is out there.
I know he's free. I can tell you that.
That's
he's
right.
probably available.
Speaking of free, Steve Miller, but free is
Oh, yeah.
I hear he was good. I missed most of what he had to do, but I see.
Wow.
But
yeah,
we
I'm one
digress.
of these guys who I don't really care who plays halftime of the Super Bowl because I don't care about halftime of the Super Bowl.
Either. As long as I get to see a nipple, that's all that I care about.
I like that preferably, but halftime of the Super Bowl is usually when I'm pooping because I eat too many wings and spicy meatballs and stuff like that. So, so if it's good enough to distract my wife for 20 minutes while I'm in the pooper, then it's a good thing.
Good to go.
That's all that matters to me. The New Orleans Saints, the Cowboys' next opponent, suddenly looks a little not as pushovery, or are the Panthers really that dreadful? I think both are real possibilities, but we'll talk about that next. The Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Don't you agree that it's a wonderful thing to save a dog's life? I certainly do, and I invite you to go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a $15 a month donation right now. Do it now, and Thomas J. Henry will generously match all charitable donations made this month online at puppyfoodbank.org. It's your chance to help save thousands of pets in our community, so please give a little to help save little guys like you. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org right now, and they'll send you a very nice gift.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant, like your car, Love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 885-89E M16004.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right. Enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Play ball! Missions Baseball returns Tuesday night at Wolf Stadium. Join us for AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cowboys supposed to have an easy one next week. And maybe they still will, but you know what? I was wrong. I'm an idiot. I said, how bad can the Panthers really be? Are the Saints good enough? They should be 4-point favorites over anybody, even the lowly Carolina Panthers. And well, it turns out the Panthers aren't an NFL franchise. They are. That's not a real. The first throw that Bryce Young makes, first one of the game, right to the other team. Yeah. You got, dude, that plan's been drawn up for months. They knew what they were running. First play of the game. And he throws it right to the other team. embarrassing is probably the best word. But the scary thing is, if you're a Cowboy fan, is Derek Carr looked like, vintage Derek Carr, not the bad vintage, like actual, like when remember the year that Derek Carr was like
scary.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm saying scary if it was like, if you thought this was a walkover game.
JV, they were playing McNeese State. They are terrible. There is nothing even remotely good. Anything good came out of that for Carolina. Nothing. They're so far away from being a competitive football team. And on the other side of it, it was a perfect opportunity to go shake some cobwebs off. That was. Yeah, I'll give credit where it's due. The Saints are crisp. They are running very smooth against the JV team. Let's see what happens next week. I think as much as the Cowboys were the benefactor of 2 missing tackles, it's hard for me to judge. I don't know what to make of what I saw from Carolina. I maybe they're better than a JV football team. It didn't appear that way to me.
This is the same guy who came in here saying Aggies look pretty damn good.
Well, it's like, no, they did. And for those kind of things, same way Texas looked good against Northern Colorado. For those kind of games, you go out and you're supposed to execute. If you're not executing, that's where it's evident. And if you're executing, that's one step. Aggies needed to execute. What we saw yesterday against the Carolina Panthers was a team that got to execute every facet of their game. And at the bare minimum, the machine is running right. Now, the parts might be shoddy. We don't know yet. But at the bare minimum, the Cowboys ran out and were executing. The way that the offense clicked yesterday with the Saints, everything worked. Nothing didn't work.
No, you're right.
So I don't know, but I'll tell you this. They needed that. It was absolutely good for them. Nothing came out of Carolina. Yeah. Nothing came out of that for them.
I'm certainly not convinced that that New Orleans is good, but Alvin Kamara, 5.5 yards per carry. That's like, I haven't seen that in about 5 years.
Yeah, the same thing with Zeke ripping off 4 against Cleveland. It's hard to judge when you go, I'm not sure that's repeatable.
Well, we'll find out. But it's certainly, if anything, I think it probably got Dallas's attention.
That's the best possible thing.
So if they think it's a walkthrough, they may want to take them a little seriously, just in case what we saw. I mean, nobody scored more points than them this weekend, I don't think. The Saints put up 47.
Yeah, they boat raced them. I'm telling you, everything they wanted to do, they did. Offense, defense, special teams, everything looked good for them.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I'm looking at the scores from this weekend. I think 37 was the next highest score that got posted. So about as, at least on the offensive side, about as dominant as you could have been.
Well, it was so apparent in game after game after game that by the middle of the third quarter, the starting offenses that were in any kind of struggle or game were exhausted. I mean, the lack of preseason snaps in game was so apparent. Not so much in the first half because everybody's running on adrenaline. There's mistakes and there was yips and there were jumps and drops. But the third quarter into the fourth quarter for so many of these games were who was more fit, who was physically more ready to go play. And it looked like Cleveland was exhausted. It looked like, the Rams and the Detroit game last night in the middle of the fourth quarter, both those teams were just beat down. So some of the stuff we got to see late in games was made some of the hidden things that we weren't sure about, made them more apparent in a lot of different games. Are they tough? Are they mentally capable? Are these guys ready? Some weren't. A lot of teams just were not physically ready to go compete in the fourth quarter.
The next hour, we're going to take a look at Dak's money. We're going to dig into that Cowboys game a little further, and we're going to do a segment at 7:15-ish called Losers. And we do a list of the 5 biggest losers from the weekend, the 5 teams who need to look at themselves in the mirror and go, is this what we really are?
We'll have Coach Traylor on at 9 if you want to hear about, is this what we really are? Whoa, I didn't say loser. I just brought
all that and so much more. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon and noon. The Cowboys take on the New Orleans Saints at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. That stall at 35 southbound at Tupperwine has cleared. Right now, about a 30-minute commute on 1604 westbound from I-10 to 281. That's starting to fill in. That's a 20-minute ride, 1604 northbound, I-10 to 35. 1604 eastbound, Bandera Road to I-10, 5-6 minutes. I-10 eastbound from Loop 410 to 1604. That's a 5-7-minute ride. We're definitely starting to fill in now. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The deal was finally done as the Dallas Cowboys finally got Dak Prescott signed to a 4-year, $240 million extension. He probably went out after the extension and led the Cowboys to a 33-17 win over the Cleveland Browns. The Houston Texans held off the Colts yesterday, 29-27 for an early win. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th. It's 3 weeks from today, Rom. 3 weeks from today. So Olympia Hills Golf Club. You can play in that tournament. 120 ahead, 400 if you got a foursome. Hole-in-one contest for a shot at $50,000 or a Mercedes-Benz, brought to you by PPL Motorhomes and Mercedes-Benz of Selma. Fall Golf Classic benefiting San Antonio sports, presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Now, last year this time, we sold out about a week out.
Okay.
We were full. I haven't checked the latest stats. We were about halfway there last I saw.
Also got to mention, sponsored in part by Jim Beam and Flight by Yingling.
It's a good time. It really is.
Sign up
Olympia
now.
Hills. In fact, the boys are going to be out. The Blitz is going to be out at they're going to be out at Olympia here sometime soon, showing things off. I think they are. On Thursday, they're going to be out at Olympia.
That's right,
Hills,
from 2 to 6.
showing off those brand new greens that they have worked all summer on. We'll be playing on them the week after. So go out and see it and come out and play with us. It's always a lot of fun.
That's right. You can sign up at sasportstar.com. All right. Now, where were we? We were talking about, we were pocket watching Dak Prescott, who got his money. The problem I had with, I say the problem, I don't care. I mean, it's none of my business. It just feels like there wasn't anything about this deal that couldn't have been done when we were in Oxnard. You know,
Dak blinked. There's no new deal out there. That was the deal. It was as little as Jerry could go over the most. It was as little as he could do and still be the most. $1 million more. He did it. That's what the offer was. Do you think the offer was ever lower than Deshaun's? No, it was never lower than Deshaun's. And it's only $1 million over. So do you think Dak negotiated $1 million more?
I don't know. I mean, remember Jamar Chase wanted $1 more than Justin Jefferson. Who knows?
Yeah, so you get the sense that
These guys
this
are all
contract
petty.
was done weeks ago. Or at least in the last several. What was to be 5 years? That's a Jerry number. I don't want to do this again. That's not a Dak number. That's a Jerry number. It probably started out at 8
Yeah.
and ended up at 5. The $1 million more than the most ever, that's a Jerry number. That's not a Dak number. You got the most. That was the offer. Dak decided, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm going to sign. He blinked. He gave up money.
I don't disagree. But I don't know. I also think that Dak getting what he got is probably going to end up looking good in the end.
Absolutely. I'm not mad at Dak. He gave a hometown discount. It was best for everybody involved to get this taken care of. But the fact remains, this was nothing worth a year of negotiating. I have a feeling this is the offer that was on the table at the end of last year. $1 million more than Deshaun.
Brian says, did Dak get his no trade clause in there? I don't believe so.
I have not seen the
not
whys
seen
and
anything
wherefores.
like that.
I'm pretty comfortable that Jerry will never do that again.
Yeah, I can't imagine there would be one of those. And I doubt the franchise tag thing matters at this point, because if Dak's still around at the end of this contract, I doubt they're looking to give him 1 year for, top 5 quarterback money. But it's one of those things where it's the devil you know or the devil you don't. And it's real easy for me to sit here and say, take a shot with a rookie quarterback next year, start from scratch. I'll tell you now, I think the Cowboys desperately hoped there was something, any kind of hope for Trey Lance. And if there were, I think they maybe would have moved on from Dak. Not that Trey Lance could have been the franchise, but he's the kind of guy who they could have said, we'll keep you for 1 year next year, see what you can do while we get a rookie ready. But there's no hope.
I agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment. But I also know that they knew what they had in Trey Lance back in March. You know what I mean? Nothing.
Yeah.
Or by the time they got to OTAs in May, I think they were like, well, this, we're going to talk him up, but there's no hope for anything coming up anytime soon.
I think they finally considered the fact that if they want to move on from Dak, it is going to take bottoming out. And next year they would have had to probably bottom out. And it would have been, it's probably not something Jerry would have been excited about, but it would have, that's part of the process. You don't start over and then just show up good right away. It doesn't work that way. The NFL doesn't work that way. So this was, it was a decision that Jerry made. Was, well, we'll rather take 5 more shots at what we got.
Let's not give this. Jerry didn't make a decision. This
well,
offer,
Jerry decided to give him this money.
This $1 million more than Deshaun was the offer that's been on the table forever.
I know, but even that, Jerry decided to offer that.
That was the easiest thing he could have done. Literally, he goes, okay, what is the one thing that I can offer him that won't have Dak just get up and walk out of the room?
But Rob,
is $1 million more than the most. That was obvious.
How much did we talk about the idea that Jerry might not want Dak at all?
I agree. But he wanted him $1 million more than he didn't. Just $1 million.
He wanted him enough to make him the top paid player in the world.
But that's the escalator. That we all know that.
But again,
whoever signed Dak was going to be the highest guy. Jerry knew it. The other guys knew it. Yes, he bit the bullet and decided, I'm going to keep him. But he got him for less than he should have. So it makes it a whole lot easier to keep him. You didn't get the car you wanted, but you got a car you can drive for a while. And that's where he is. He knew it was going to cost that much. If he was going to keep him around, he offered him the bare minimum. Say, if you want it, here it is. No more than that.
Here's what Dak had to say about the here's what Dak had to say about the deal.
Any negotiations? I mean, one side wants something, other side wants this, and then obviously you got to get it and you meet in the middle, and that's what we did. Something that works for everybody. I'm just proud, just happy. It's done. I'm proud of my agent. Todd did a great job. Steven and them did a great job. It works for everyone. When you look into the details, it works for everyone, and understanding where this cap is going. I'm just excited. As I said, it's behind us, and we can focus on winning games.
When you say he blinked, do you think that's okay? Am I going to ever have a better season than I had last year? Because I think if I'm a betting man, Dak's never going to have a better season than he had last season. That's about peak Dak Prescott, like
I
regular
agree.
season.
I don't think we should ever expect much more than that, but that's pretty damn good. And even
That's
if it's
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
less, that's still what he got.
Well, and my thought is, if you start this season without a deal, now you've got a new data point that's likely going to be lesser than last data point.
Yeah, but that doesn't equate. That's the one part of the economics of being an NFL quarterback that doesn't follow the traditions that, oh, well, you're lesser, so you're worth less. No. He would have been the most experienced, best quarterback to ever hit the free agent market. Ever.
Yeah.
Other than, Brady, I guess, counts kind of. But as far in your prime, you could get a quarterback for the next foreseeable future, and he would have been available next year. And there would have been 4, maybe 5 teams all in on getting him. He would have gotten far more than $1 million more than Deshaun. He just would have. We know it, whether he'd have gotten hurt yesterday and blew out his Achilles like Kirk Cousins, he would have still arrived on a team as the savior and would have been paid as such.
See, I think that there's guys who, the Trevor Lawrences, the Dak Prescotts, these guys who, when it's their turn, they're going to become the highest paid guy. And then I think there's a different group of guys that when it's their turn, they reset the market. So like and there's only a handful of those. I think it's like Mahomes, Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That might be the list that they're going to really up the ante for those guys. I think Dak was always going to get just over just take
if from Jerry, yes, but you lose the part of the auction, the I'm going to get him and you're not kind of thing that was about to happen. There was the Raiders who desperately need a future. The Saints who were maybe Carr can do it. New York is burning jerseys in the parking lot. There would have been ridiculous money thrown around. It might not have been the best circumstance to land in. I mean, you land in New York getting paid what he was going to get paid. It would have been a nightmare if things didn't go well. I mean, there are some benefits to what you know, like you just said, the devil that we know, and that goes on both sides of the coin because Dak could have easily gone and made far more money, but the devil he doesn't know. He could have been Devontae Adams, could have showed up and everything promised to him disappeared. So I get why he took less, and he did take less for the devil that he knows.
Because it seems to me like the next big payday is going to be Brock Purdy. And my guess is Brock Purdy, unless Brock Purdy does something, mind-blowing this year, wins a Super Bowl or an MVP or something, Brock Purdy is going to be about $1 million ahead of where Dak is.
Probably. And he'll be probably more than that because Dak settled. Dak settled. See, the difference between Purdy and Dak is Purdy's never going to hit the market. San Francisco's going to pay him.
Yeah.
Dak will have bidders. Next bid, please. There's a big difference.
Here's my question, though. Once you start talking about $60 million, like how much do you think, just from where it makes salary cap sense, how high can you go?
We thought 15%. We're now upwards of 20% now. We thought 15% was the max that you can spend and have any viable opportunity to win, at least over the long term. The salary cap keeps going up. I mean,
the Giants have offered $70 million. Like
Jerry was the first one 2 weeks ago. I'm effing good at my job. I'm one of the best effing GMs out there. I've been doing this for 30 years. I helped to write the salary cap. I know what the economics are. That's what he told us, right? Throughout, without even hesitation, the easy contract was $1 million more.
Yeah.
There's plenty of money. And we keep thinking 20% is too much. It ain't. I think we're headed toward that critical mass. I do think that we're going to get to a point where fans are going to go, we can't do this anymore. We can't just have a quarterback and 9 dudes that could barely get out of college and put on a football team. We need to fix the salary cap just for the entertainment value of the game.
Rin G says Josh Allen's overrated.
Oh, boy. Picking fights early. He's the new Brett Favre, man.
Well, listen, Bills don't win that game without Josh Allen yesterday.
I agree.
Put him on his back. 4 touchdowns, throwing his body over the
hurling piles, man.
No, Josh Allen was the best quarterback in week 1. So maybe he's overrated, but he's dragging that sorry ass team through the mud. I can tell you that because there ain't a whole lot around him anymore. And
what's that running back?
James
that
Cook.
Cook.
He's actually pretty solid.
He's actually not as bad as I.
But yeah, there ain't a whole lot of good. I was watching that game early, and I was like, oh my god, these guys suck. Kyler Murray just going up and down the field on that defense, but that's the thing when you've got a guy like Josh Allen, and that's why Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, these guys, it doesn't matter what's around them because they can just take over a game. And that's why I'll never say Josh Allen's overrated, because that's going to be a guy, and especially this year, he's going to be asked to do so much on his own. I'll be honest, you look at it, and now statistically, it's not going to show up the same way, but Justin Herbert yesterday. Justin Herbert played pretty well.
Well,
but
turning right and turning left, handing it off
to J.K. Dobbins. But but that's again the next best player on his team is J.K. Dobbins.
Hey, I think that they're holding some of Herbert's abilities back, but that was Harbaugh making a statement. That was, I don't care who they were playing, whether it was the Raiders or somebody.
This is the kind of team we are.
Yeah, the Chargers were going to roll out and power the football, good, bad, or indifferent. He was making a statement, and they bullied the Raiders. I mean, that was embarrassing.
Well, we'll talk about all those NFL games coming up, but next it's losers. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio Sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We'll try and do this every Monday around this time. Make a bottom 5 list.
Does it matter the genre?
No,
just bottom 5.
Bottom
losers.
5 could be a player, could be a team, college, pro. It doesn't matter. Who is showing up at work on Monday going, man, this weekend did not go the way I hoped it would go.
Some good candidates this week.
Man, I've got my list down. Do you have your list 1 through 5?
I have a list of 7.
I had 2 honorable mentions as well.
And also, we have to leave available the loser tonight, which might also be.
That's true.
So I'll kick this off because this is my first time.
So you've got 7.
I've got 7.
Give me your 2 honorable mentions. Give me
now,
your 2 that are going to be cut.
My honorable mention, because I'm not sure about what's going to happen tonight. First of all, UTSA.
Okay,
they're an honorable mention. I don't think it's the end of the world, but yikes. And after that, I'm going to just, because it's not the end of the world, but Atlanta, the Falcons. God, all that offense, all that you went and you got running backs, you got wide receivers, you got quarterbacks, you got tight ends. That
was pretty
big. It ain't the end of the world, but those are my 2 honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions are Daniel Jones, who now everyone knows you are not him.
He's on the list.
You suck, Daniel Jones. My other honorable mention is the Tennessee Titans, and they weren't supposed to win, but once they were up 21-7 or whatever they were up, they were supposed to win. So to blow that game the way they did, embarrassing. So I think it was 17-0. In fact, 17-0 they were up, and they found a way to lose that game. So they're my honorable mention list. But I'll let you take the lead here. Who is number 5 on your losers list?
Notre Dame.
Oh, I got Notre Dame way higher on the list.
I think it gets worse for some other folks. But Notre Dame, what a damn disgrace! This damn disgrace.
I almost I wanted to bet Northern Illinois plus 28.5, and then when I decided, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger on this thing, I went to my book and it said, Northern Illinois is only plus 27.5. And I said, I really want that 4th touchdown.
But I'll tell you.
Now in hindsight, I'm like, I'm the loser because that was free money I passed on. Free money. I mean, I don't know. Does it make you worry as Aggie?
Well, as an Aggie, you look back and figure what the hell happened. It looks like Notre Dame was focused way too much on one opponent. They were focused on one subject a little bit more than they should have. I don't know what to make of it. Obviously they had a letdown. Obviously they looked past, and NIU was faster. I don't know what to make of that. I know if I'm Aggie coach, I'm wondering how the hell I missed out on that kind of opportunity. But we saw the problem. It was a well-played football game. Notre Dame deserved what they got. They just didn't come ready to play.
Riley Leonard, 20 of 32, 2 interceptions, 163 yards passing. Just a sad showing for Notre Dame. I mean, listen, it's a last 30 seconds of the game field goal, but it's pretty ugly. Number 5 on my list is the Carolina Panthers. Mostly, and this should be maybe no surprise to us, but I was like, the Panthers can't be as bad as they were a year ago, right? If one game is any indication, they might be worse. Bryce Young's not better, and I have this belief, I've talked to you about it several times. When you have a great rookie year as a quarterback, the league adjusts to you unless you're just brilliant. And there's very few of those guys who are like a savant. But when you're bad your rookie year, generally you adjust to the league unless you're just a turd.
How much do we blame him, though?
I don't know.
I don't know how much to blame him. He sucks. The team sucks. He's had 2 coaches, 3 coaches, an offensive coordinator, not offensive coordinator. He doesn't have a wide receiver. He doesn't have anybody there. He doesn't have an offensive line. He's doomed. I hate the fact that he's doomed, and I don't want to blame him exclusively, but yeah, it's we know who you are, and it's over.
Panthers, you are losers. Number 4 on your losers list.
I was going to place him a little bit higher, but let's go with him. Joe Schoen is his name. He is the general manager of your fighting New York Giants.
Joe Schoen.
Joe Schoen, yeah. This guy, the frat boy. We watched him all off season. I watched the frat boy negotiate the NFL, and I was right. This guy's an idiot. He is a frat boy, pop collar, all this bro, and you got exactly what you deserved, New York Giant, because a frat boy made all your decisions, and you look like you're a team run by a dude that has a bad fantasy football team, but probably a pretty good investment account.
Which is why you've got Daniel Jones and you don't have Saquon Barkley.
Joe Schoen, Jesus Christ, you were exposed yesterday. They were burning the wrong jersey. Daniel Jones is a victim of situation. He got paid. He didn't write the checks. Joe Schoen wrote the check.
My number 4 is Brazil.
The
whole country of Brazil. Like,
did they have a game?
That no one cared about that. That was the deadest crowd.
Yeah.
It was like we were in church watching a football game. It was like it was like Wimbledon. Like before every play, they were like, the umpire was like, quiet, please.
Ready?
Hut. And like a Tecmo Bowl or something. I mean, there was no fan noise. And on top of that, the field was so bad. And then Jordan Love ends up getting hurt. I got news for you. I don't think the NFL is heading back to Brazil anytime soon.
The point of it was who are we exposing to the football?
To a bunch of people who didn't give a damn.
And we certainly didn't expose our people to Brazil. They were in the hotel. They went to the game. They were under armed guard all the way through. And as soon as the game was over, I bet they got on the plane still in their pads. I bet they were home before I woke up. So what benefit was it to anybody?
No, I don't know. That was but I don't think anybody was like, oh, I can't wait till they play in Brazil again. I'm out on this Brazilian football experience. Done.
And that turf problem, man, that's one of the things. Everybody's slipping and falling. It was just.
And we've had this problem with the field in Mexico before. Teams don't want to go play when you're telling them, hey, you're going to get exposed to a new audience, but your franchise quarterback might get hurt.
And by the way, the surface you're going to be playing on is so slick. If you make a sudden cut, everybody going to fall down.
Like the games in Wembley Stadium, okay, that's like a world-class field, but
But even them, it took a minute to adjust. The first time we went over the same problem. The grass is made for 130-pound light dudes making cuts, not 275 digging in bulldozers, you know?
Who's your number 3 loser?
Number 3 loser comes in. I didn't know where to place Cincinnati because I don't think they're losers. I think but I'm worried about them.
I have them number 3 on my list too, so we match up here.
Because this was a terrible weekend for them. You got upset by a bad football team. You still got internal issues. I don't know what to make of Cincinnati, but if I'm a Bengal fan, I'm a little, not terribly worried. There's a long season to go. There's a lot of talent there, but yesterday might be a portent of a team that is too much concerned about their pockets and not enough on Sunday.
I mean, not only what we saw on the field, but like T. Higgins, who is franchised, and you knew he was unhappy about being franchised, but the big worry was Jamar Chase. Is Jamar Chase going to play? Well, Jamar Chase ends up playing. T. Higgins doesn't. Not only that, thousands of miles down the road, Joe Mixon is like, man, I'm playing with a way better team now. Whatever I was dealing with in Cincinnati, that stunk compared to this.
It feel like, he got some sun finally. He was always fourth on consideration. He got some sun and looked like the dude that was carrying him when we were talking about Burrow.
So when you're talking about like when your franchise is getting talked about as like, oh, thank God I'm away from that. That ain't a good look. Number 2 on your list, Rob.
Now this one was a tough, but I'm going to go Colorado number 2.
Oh, that's a good one. For me, it's particularly Shedeur Sanders is a loser.
See, I've got another one to go.
Okay.
What's going on in Colorado? This is a portent of this thing's about to burn down. It's about to get really bad in Colorado.
I'm telling you, Dion, and Shedeur after the game. Well, how many times did Raiola get touched? Blaming the offensive line. Like, dude, you had chance. Colorado's offensive line is bad. And Dion can bitch about that all he wants, but I got news, Dion. You picked those guys.
Those are your guys.
That's the guys that you said, hey, come play football for me at Colorado. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be champions. Not so much.
Dion is a far better promoter than he is a coach. And he has nothing but good intents for his players. I do believe that. I believe that he loves his players and he wants his players to go get paid. That's what he wants, but he's gotten lost in the dollars. And when you just focus on that kind of thing, you're not building team, you're not building sacrifice. When your kid walks off the field with 2 minutes to go and you're having to cover for him, like I needed him to get checked out. No, he was upset at his daddy who benched him. That's what happened. This is about to get even worse because you think Nebraska was bad? Nebraska can't run the score up on you.
No.
Wait till you get some of these Big 12 schools that are accustomed to 110 snap a game games where they just score touchdowns. That's just what our offense does. Now, we can't stop you, but they're going to get rolled this year. And some games, they're going to get humiliated. This game, they got physically beat up. There are going to be games coming down the road where they get 50 hung on them because that team plays no defense and no offensive line. None.
Yeah, it's bad. And I always say Shedeur Sanders is Dion's favorite son. Travis Hunter's his second favorite son. Right. Shiloh Sanders, his third favorite son, got hurt. And he's out for the foreseeable future. So it's gonna be rough for them. My number 2 is the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Did you watch the end of that game?
Oh my God. I mean, what a disaster. And mind you, Arkansas, for the first 3.5 quarters, looked awesome. They were dominating Oklahoma State. In the fourth quarter, Arkansas had a 92% win share. They were a 92% win probability. They were almost a lock to win the game, and they found a way to lose, despite the fact that they outgained Oklahoma State 648 to 385. They had 33 first downs to Oak State's 21. They held the ball for over 36 minutes of the game. They dominated this game all the way through and still found a way to F it off.
And they gave it away.
That is so Arkansas.
They just fumbled it, gave it away. Stupid play calling. Not that Oklahoma State was any prize in this game. It was a confederacy of dunces. I mean, both sides were idiotic, and Arkansas falls out of. You got to keep in mind, I watched this game. My father went to Oklahoma State.
Okay.
And we watched this bumbling, idiotic game for way too long. That was as bad a football for as long as you could possibly stand until one team just gave the other one away.
I'll be honest. Oklahoma State went into that game ranked 16. And I'm like, no. If that's the 16th best team in the country, college football's in real trouble. They're not that good.
Let me tell you. Yes.
And Arkansas literally found a way to give that thing away.
Can somebody give Sam Pittman some kind of support garment? Can we give him a man's ear, a bro? Can we give? There's way too much chi-chi going on there, man. Too much. It just drives me crazy. Give the man some support.
Alexander mentioned, why isn't UTSA mentioned? That
I
lost, right? That's where Rob started.
Number 5, baby.
All right. Well, who's your champion? Who's your loser of the week?
You know, I don't want to do it, but it's Shiloh Sanders. I don't like picking on a kid.
Shador, not Shiloh.
Shador. I don't like picking on a kid. But that exhibition was the kind of thing that showed way too much. That what happened in the fourth quarter showed me way too much about him, about his character, about his father's character, about the Colorado's program, about everything Deion's trying to do. That was worst case scenario.
I think the worst thing about what Shador did was when you're a quarterback, and NFL teams will look at this, and this is a guy who, by the way, you can forget about a Heisman. You can forget about that. That ain't real. That ain't real for you. That ain't real for Travis Hunter. That is not there. A Heisman ain't coming from Colorado. Okay. But the idea that Shador, who some people still think should be the first pick in the draft, I don't want him. No. Because I don't want a guy who is so willing and so fast to throw his teammates under the bus, to be like, man, my offensive line sucked. Did Raiola ever get touched? I sure did. I was getting hammered. Man, you have to own it. You're the guy. And NFL teams want to see you say, hey, I'm the guy. This is on me. It's the buck stops here. Mm-hmm. I got to play better. The excuse making, dude, you just got your ass whooped. Corn was better. They were better, period. You weren't good.
That was as bad and embarrassing performance as I've seen in a minute from a college athlete.
And my number one is Notre Dame. That's an unimaginable loss. You can't do that if you're. I mean, there were people who were like, well, Notre Dame's going to be unbeaten. We talked about it.
Yeah.
I said if Notre Dame goes undefeated, the best case scenario for them is they're the 5 seed. And now it's like, I don't know if they're a playoff team all of a sudden.
Wow. They're not. Above and beyond that, keep in mind, you're talking to a guy who lost to Appalachian State last year. Notre Dame is in desperate trouble. I'm not sure that the outcome that Freeman survives this. If NIU beat you, you are going to lose to.
You got more losses coming.
There are more coming, and I didn't see any offensive against the Aggies. I was hoping that was a sign of the good defense that the Aggies were going to bring. I think there was a little bit of that. This was a team that was not prepared to play.
Well, remember Notre Dame 2 years ago, they lost the opener against Ohio State, which, no big deal. Ohio State's really good. But then they followed it up with a home loss to Marshall. And it was like, uh-oh, that's alarming. And then they kind of righted the ship. They started to win a few games. And then they played Stanford at home. Again, a bad Stanford team came in and beat them. And it's like Notre Dame seems to find a way. And you can really maybe even point to Louisville last year, that they lost to Louisville last year.
Point.
Like, they find a way to lose to teams that you're not supposed to lose to.
The worst possible time.
Clemson was about as down as Clemson could be last year. And Clemson spanked their ass last year. So, Notre Dame's got some real issues, like beyond just this season. Like, it may be, and it's funny because I like Marcus Freeman, but
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he's the dude. So there you go. There's our inaugural losers list available for sponsorship out there. If you're if you're a business who wants to be closely connected to the guys who really blew it this weekend, we're there for you. We've got you covered. All right. On the other side, we're going to hear from Coach McCarthy, his thoughts on the Cowboys' opening win. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon and noon. The Cowboys take on the New Orleans Saints at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart. NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
Don't you agree that it's a wonderful thing to save a dog's life? I certainly do, and I invite you to go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a $15 a month donation right now. Do it now, and Thomas J. Henry will generously match all charitable donations made this month online at puppyfoodbank.org. It's your chance to help save thousands of pets in our community, so please give a little to help save little guys like you. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org right now, and they'll send you a very nice gift.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app.
It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO free any size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay is going to be 35 northbound. This is on the northeast side of town. Just before you get to 1604, we've got the roadway reduced to one lane. Those delays start at Wheatner, so a 40-minute delay. 35 southbound Tupperwine, that's a stall. It's off to the shoulder. It's still managing to cause about a 20-minute delay slow from Schertz Parkway. And stop and go along 90 eastbound 211 over to Hunt Lane. That's about a 25-minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, we are live out at Fair Oaks Roost. We have a lot to talk about. A big weekend of football.
Well, absolutely. Cowboys open the season. Everybody open the season. We'll have all the reaction to that. We'll also talk with UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. Make sure you join us out at the Fair Oaks Roost for your chance to win tickets to go see Dallas play New Orleans with our friends from Flight by Yingling.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Greedy. Join me today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We're talking about during the break. We don't like to celebrate winners here, but if we did, like one of the guys who had the best weekends, I think, was Quinn Ewers.
Yes.
And the differences between Quinn Ewers and Shedeur Sanders this weekend were so apparent, not only on the field, but after the game. There was some Michigan, some guy in all Michigan gear, and he was with his son, I don't know how old the kid was, maybe 8. And it was the dad had clearly planned this out, but he said, "Hey, Quinn, can you take a picture with my son?" And Quinn says, "Sure." He celebrates. Just had a great win over Michigan, and kid gets in the picture and does the horns down.
Oh, yeah.
And Quinn looks over and sees it, and instead of throwing a fit, he just shakes his head and pats the kid on the shoulder and walks away. And it's like, that's how you're supposed to handle it, though, when you're a pro. You're not supposed to throw a fit. You're not supposed, you walk away from these things. You say good things about your teammates. These are the little bitty things that NFL draft scouts look at and go, well, that's what I want. That's what that's not what I want. And it was a good week for Quinn Ewers. We'll talk about Texas's win coming up at, in the next segment, in fact, is when we'll hit some college football. Beyond just what we've done so far. But I wanted to hear from Coach Mike McCarthy. Obviously, a good day for him. As we've mentioned, he is coaching for his life as well. But they asked him if there was any worry about the team being distracted with the Dak stuff.
Well, we have a little bit of experience with distractions, so we're working through those and building off our history. No, I think it's just like anything. We all understand there's a personal side to this, but professionally, I thought the team as a whole did a really good job coming into this. But it looked like September football out there. So, and that's where as a coach, the sloppiness and some of the things that happened in the second half, we got to be better than that. Yes, I thought the team really practiced this week very well. I mean, if you just go by the mathematics, the things that we use for comparables, and they really had an excellent week compared to prior years in week one. So, hey, we'll just stay true to our process, stay after it. We have a lot to clean up tomorrow, but just very happy for the guys. They put the work in the preparation and came up here to get this win.
It did feel like the Cowboys were locked in. Again, it wasn't the best offensive performance, but
those guys hadn't played a game. I mean, nobody had played a game since last year. That's I think for everything, it went as well as it possibly could have. They were going against the best defense in football last year.
Yeah.
They were going in with a rookie left tackle, a right tackle that's still rehabbing, and their center's playing his first NFL game as well. It could have been terrible. And yeah, they did still offer enough defense to come kind of keep the Cowboys hemmed in. But for a couple of special teams plays and a chunk play, it would have been a bit closer. But on the road, with your quarterback just signing that whopping deal an hour before the game, it could have gone a whole lot differently.
They asked McCarthy about those young offensive linemen.
I think the biggest thing is the best compliment you can give to a rookie in his first start is when you don't have to adjust anything for them. So we didn't have to get out of our game plan, by any means. So I thought they did a nice job first time out the gate.
And I'll be honest, if your rookie left tackle is holding his own against Myles Garrett.
Woo. Well, you notice he didn't say they didn't have to adjust, but I did get the sense that the game plan was weighted to protect him.
Sure.
That our game plan, we didn't do some things we would have ordinarily done because of the situation we found ourselves, but the game plan worked.
Yeah.
He was not nullified. He was still involved in the game, but enough was taken care of to keep him from changing the flow. I'm talking about Myles Garrett.
Yeah, only one sack for Myles Garrett. 3 sacks on the day for the Browns. That's probably not ideal, but when you're on the other side and you get 5 of your own, and again, these are, I think you're going to see it's going to take a while for offenses to catch up because teams now, I mean, in both these quarterbacks yesterday, and it's wild that this game, there was 50 points scored in this game where the offenses were so pedestrian to bad. But I mean, I guess punt returns and bad field position and things like that'll do it. But when Dak didn't play a single preseason snap, Deshaun didn't play a single preseason snap. It's like, well, yeah, what do you expect? What should we expect these guys to look like?
We punted a last preseason game that tightens things up for entertainment. We'd rather see that you tighten things up in games that matter than the games that don't.
And this is the 4th preseason game.
Pretty much.
And finally, they asked Mike McCarthy about the defensive side of the ball.
Well, I just thought that they set the tone there, just with just the production, holding Cleveland to 3 points and just giving us opportunity after opportunity with the field position. So, with takeaways, all those things. So I thought they got off to a nice start. We were gassed there at the end, so, that's just, something that, we'll take a look at for rotations and things like that. And, but hey, you have to go get that first one in, and, it was a little unbalanced in the second half. So we can learn from that.
Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one complaining about the second half. Dak also says things weren't going well for him in the second half of the game.
Just sloppy second half, really. Just didn't get it going in the second half. Obviously, first half we did pretty well. Took a sack early, but other than that, we moved the ball and we got opportunities, and then we just couldn't convert in third down, and that's something that we've been great at, something I take a lot of pride in, converting on third downs, and had a couple 3-and-outs in the second half that made that team think they had a chance to come back in this game and put a little pressure on our defense. But as I credit them to begin with, they played a hell of a game and withstood it all. And obviously we got some field goals. When you got a kicker like that helps. So credit to Butter. But yeah, I can be better in a lot of ways in this game.
So there you go. Second half wasn't ideal. Everyone acknowledged it, but you got out to a big lead early and just sat on it. That's what you do.
The ability to run the ball consistently was a problem. I mean, they ran when they had to, 4 yards of carry for Zeke, but you would have liked to have seen a more sustained game there in the fourth where they could have held the ball a little bit longer than they did. But chunk plays, kick a punt return, all three phases, a high B to an A. Good game.
We'll take a look at college football. Big weekend for the children. We'll talk about that next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked sausage or sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
This is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Tri-County Meat Market. You've heard me talk about great deals over and over, and there is no better deal in all of San Antonio than the 5 for 30. 5 items in a bag. You walk out of Tri-County with 2, maybe 3 meals in your bag. No better deal to be found either on Ralph Fair or out on Eden. Tri-County Meat has everything to up your grilling game. And 5 for 30, go pick that up and come by and thank me later. Tri-County Meat Market.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. They just cleared that wreck on the northeast side at 35 northbound before 1604. You're still going to notice a little bit of a slow residual delay from Route 410. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway to Tupperwine, that's about a 10-minute commute, and about 30 minutes along 90 eastbound 211 on over to Hunt Lane, where traffic is rolling stop and go. 281 northbound approaching Brook Hollow, get reports of a minor wreck, a little bit of a delay from Bitters. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The deal was finally done as the Dallas Cowboys finally got Dak Prescott signed to a 4-year, $240 million extension. He probably went out after the extension and led the Cowboys to a 33-17 win over the Cleveland Browns. The Houston Texans held off the Colts yesterday, 29-27 for an early win. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Talked a lot of NFL, but the college boys were playing this weekend too. And it was eventful indeed, although the final scores at the top weren't so eventful other than Notre Dame. That was eventful as hell. But Georgia, 48-3 win over Tennessee Tech. Shocker. Ohio State, 56-0 against Western Michigan. So after their slow start in week 1, they said, oh, okay, we're still really good. Texas beats Michigan 31-12. It feels like it didn't feel like a 19-point game. I mean, it was
enhanced them. It was thorough.
They didn't belong on the field with them. And kind of my thoughts going into this game were, I don't know if this Davis Warren is good enough to keep up. The assumption would be that Michigan's defense is so stout that they're gonna hold up okay, but Michigan's defense got worked, and Davis Warren was exactly what I thought he was, just a not very good quarterback.
Yeah, they're exposed. But we knew it was coming. Texas, you had to go up and do what you did. Roll up there, look like Texas, be fast, play quick, make some chunk plays, and put them to bed early. They put that 100,000 stadium quiet in a quarter. It was over. Thorough destruction. They deserve it. The one team outside the SEC in the top 7 there, and they belong with the top 3. Right now, they're as good a team as there is in football.
Yeah, it's wild. Looks like 6 of the top 7 teams in the new poll are going to be from the SEC.
First time ever.
Incredible. And that includes Alabama, who Alabama did not look like Alabama. They did not roll. The Tide did not roll, although the final score says 42-16. With 6 minutes left in that game, Alabama was up 5.
Yeah.
Against South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they turned it on. They turned on the Jets. They scored 21 points in the last 6 minutes, and it makes it look like, 42-16. They whooped their ass. They did not whoop their ass. Jalen Milroe, who I like, don't get me wrong, and I think he's got potential to have a big season. He did not look as crisp as he did in week 1. And it was no interceptions. He did fumble once, but the passing wasn't as sharp as it looked like it was in week 1. So Alabama may not be quite as juggernautish as I thought they were going to be. Ole Miss is a juggernaut. Now, Ole Miss is playing the school for the blind, school for the deaf, whoever, school for not very good. But I don't care who you're playing. If through 2 weeks you've outscored your opponents 128-3, you're doing something right.
Yeah, Jackson Dart's putting on that Heisman campaign right now. He's the best quarterback in the country, I think.
Well, I know he's going to almost certainly, barring injury, he's almost certainly going to be in New York.
Yeah.
I think team success is going to have something to say about who wins it.
The highest ranked since 2015.
Yeah.
He'll have at least 3 national TV opportunities to separate himself. I think right now he and Quinn Ewers are front and center Heisman number 1 and 2, or 1 and 1A. I'm not sure who.
You know who was the preseason favorite to win that trophy is a guy who, despite the fact that they're 2-0, I'm pretty sure Oregon and Dylan Gabriel, they've got some real issues, man. They play in Boise State, a team that Boise State's defense is they are objectively bad. They gave up 45 points to Georgia Southern a week ago, and Oregon just could not get things going against them, and they barely pulled out the win.
That running back for Boise State is a stud.
Ashton Jeanty,
they could not stop him either way. Yeah, I don't know if Oregon's capable of outscoring everybody, but they are capable of outscoring everybody. So we'll wait and see when they play a team that can actually keep up with them. We'll see what happens. But right now, they look like a Pac-12 team.
So far, a 24-14 win over Idaho and a 37-34 win over Boise on a last
the state
second,
of Idaho.
They
Last
have second field goal.
Taken over Idaho. Is there anybody else in Idaho that Oregon can play?
Idaho State.
Is there an Idaho State?
There's an FCS team.
Well, maybe next week.
They're the Bengals. I know that. I only know them from basketball. I don't know what their football team is like. But they play Oregon State in Corvallis next week, so they'll have to leave home, and they're playing against a school without a conference. We'll see what they're
going to put up 80 again.
They better get it together though, because the Ohio States and the Michigans and the Washingtons, all that's coming. That's all coming. That Pac-12 or the Big Ten schedule is coming. There's no Stanford and Cal lining up for
around
you
the
here.
corner.
So you better get it together, Ducks. Penn State, speaking of teams that struggled, Penn State was all out to beat Bowling Green. And Penn State, historically, what James Franklin teams do is they beat the snot out of you if you are a bad team. This was a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. This was with less than 5 minutes to go. Penn State was only up 3 points. I don't know if there should be concern about Penn State, or maybe I should just say, well, they're going to lose to Ohio State anyway, so why are we even bothering thinking about it?
Well, when you look at games like these, where you just brought up Alabama, who they were struggling, they just couldn't get in sync, and you're playing against a team that this was their Rose Bowl, this was their championship game. Same thing at Penn State. When I look at those games and you see the better team win it at the end, what happens the next week is going to be key for me, because it can be one of two things. One of them would have been you were just so physically more dominant that the other team just ran out of gas. And that's not necessarily the best thing. You still get the W, but you didn't prove anything to yourself. Or you were playing so badly. And in the depths of playing badly against a team not adequate to your abilities, you found a way to go get it. It can be a turning point. If you were playing badly against a bad team and then you went and did something good and you did enough to go win a football game and have a positive thing, sometimes that's far better than beating a team 49-10. Sometimes go through a little bit of struggle, find a way to compete, and then go win. You take more away from those kind of wins than you do going out and practicing against the JV. When everything works, yeah, it's nice to be in sync, but you don't prove anything to yourself. And I think when I see Penn State, I'll see what happens next week. I'll see what happens the next time they're in a bit of adversity. I'm not going to hold it against them because sometimes that's exactly what you need. Or on the other side of it, you were exposed. You were exposed. You were not what you thought you were, and you needed a miracle to pull it out. That, I think, was not Penn State, but let's see what happens over the next 2 weeks because I think they might have been exposed.
Well, Missouri, they were not exposed. 38-0 win over Buffalo. Dominant performance there.
Poor Missouri. I don't know how good they are. They're obviously in the top 10. We're not going to know until they're on a national TV game and get beat. That's what's going to happen.
So far, 89-0. They've outscored Murray State and Buffalo. I get, you know what? Boston College may be a decent match for them this week. Boston College is ranked now. They're hanging in, so that there'll be something. Otherwise, it's we're not going to really know about them until they play A&M, and that's going to be a wake up call for somebody. One of those two teams is going to be like, whoa, they're better than I thought. This is one of the. I lost a bet on Utah over the weekend to Baylor. Utah gets the win 23-12. I don't know. Utah pissed me off, though. They were dominant in this game. They should have dominated this game. They pulled Cam Rising. They let a backup start playing way earlier than they should have. They were missing field goals down the stretch. It's almost like they were playing with their food. And
it wasn't a conference game.
It wasn't a conference game. And sometimes I forget that. And part of the reason why I love betting on underdogs typically is when you bet on an underdog, they have the same goal as I do, which is they want to win the game. I want them to play hard enough that they just cover a number.
Yeah.
But if they're going to win the game, they got to cover the number. Whereas sometimes when you bet on a favorite, your goals and their goals don't line up. Utah's goal was to get a comfortable lead, get Cam Rising out of there, let this scrubby backup play, and let Baylor back in the game, apparently, and miss field goals. That was Kyle Whittingham's plan. That didn't go hand in hand with my plan, but I digress. Baylor goes down. They're 1-1 now. Miami beats a poor Florida A&M team 56-9. USC 48-0 against Utah State. I'm telling you now, write this down in your notebook that I said on September 9th. Tennessee is a friggin' problem. Nico Iamaleava. I've practiced it. Iamaleava.
Just call him Nico.
That's what I like to call him. Mama called him Nico. I'm going to call him Nico. They beat North Carolina State 51-10 in what was supposed to be a neutral site game, and it was. It's in Charlotte. There's a lot of NC State fans there. Around halftime, it stopped being a neutral site game because those NC State fans said, we're out of here. This sucks. And it didn't get any better. Just an absolute thrashing. Tennessee is very good, and it's not just offense. Their defense is really, really good. They're going to be a handful. I think that's a playoff team, Rob.
I'm looking at their schedule. They're going to get – we'll see a little bit more about them next week.
What do we got next week?
Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah.
They're going to be traveling to OU. It's a game they should win by the power that they've shown, but Oklahoma's going to give them a fight. This is OU's first SEC game. We'll see a lot about who Tennessee is next week.
Oklahoma got a 16-12 win over Houston. Not impressive.
No, but going into Oklahoma's been looking at Tennessee for a long time. Yep. This is going to be a fight.
We talked about the Arkansas-Oklahoma State game in our losers segment, where Arkansas found a way to give away a game that they should have easily won. Kansas State survives a trip to Tulane, 34-27 win for the Wildcats. LSU 44-21 win over Nichols. Number 19, Kansas goes on the road and loses to Illinois. Yuck. 10 points in the fourth quarter gave Illinois a win. Not a good look for Kansas, who people were thinking Kansas football might have actually turned a corner. Nope, it's still Kansas football.
They're a basketball school. They'll be fine.
Speaking of basketball schools, Arizona gets a 22-10 win over Northern Arizona in a game that was probably a lot closer than they thought it was going to be. Iowa State goes on the road and beats Iowa 20-19 in a thrilling game between two of the most boring teams to watch in the country.
How many close games has Iowa State lost over the last 5 years? I don't know what Campbell's record's been, but a close game means a loss. What do they win in Iowa? Are they battling for an award?
The Cy-Hawk Trophy.
That's what it's called, the Cy-Hawk Trophy?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What is a Cy-Hawk?
Well, it's the Cyclones against the Hawkeyes. So
that's
what they call it.
They're not like for the Oaken Bucket or
no. Well, because they're not in a conference.
But still.
So it's the Cy-Hawk. Sorry, there's no bucket, Rob. What do you want me to tell you? I don't make the traditions up. It's not my idea.
That's the most Iowa thing I've ever heard.
Louisville 49-14 over Rich Rod's Jacksonville State squad. Syracuse gets an upset win over Georgia Tech, 31-28. Nice win. And Clemson, oh my goodness. Cade Klubnik, I'm sorry I said you suck.
You suck, Clayton. You suck.
66-20. Cade Klubnik accounts for 7 touchdowns in the game against Appalachian State. Did your team score 7 touchdowns against Appalachian State? I didn't think so, Rob.
That was last year. I think they scored 7 against McNeese or whatever.
Well, McNeese is an FCS team. That's different.
Is it?
Of course it is.
Okay.
FCS is like, I mean, come on. Come on, Rob. Appalachian State, that's a
powerhouse.
I mean, it's a respectable G5.
Oh, yeah, high-end App State, baby.
All right.
They whooped our ass. I know. What am I to say?
So there you go. There's your look around college football. When we come back.
Hey, Jeff Traylor, by the way, UTSA fan. He'll be here in about an hour, a little under an hour.
Yeah, I got a feeling he's not going to be real happy with what's going on.
Might be looking for a quarterback.
Yeah,
let's talk having some open tries.
You know what? Let's talk about that game briefly before he comes on. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on the Blitz, we are live out at Fair Oaks Roost. We have a lot to talk about. A big weekend of football.
Well, absolutely. Cowboys open the season. Everybody open the season. We'll have all the reaction to that. We'll also talk with UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. Make sure you join us out at the Fair Oaks Roost for your chance to win tickets to go see Dallas play New Orleans with our friends from Flight by Yingling.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right. Enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit DiamondsDirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Make the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. The brand new Break Room has 17 TVs, brand new pool tables, dartboards, and even a putting green outside to enjoy while watching the games and hanging with friends. And the kitchen is always open during games. More than your average neighborhood bar, check out the Break Room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the Break Room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events. The Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
It's kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching
Does this have peanuts?
to waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stings that just will never come out. Oh, Downy in the rinse straight. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
to annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not a rate based on Terry who keeps and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Did you see Kevin Durant's comments this weekend about the Cowboys?
No. What does he have to say, this Guardians?
Kevin Durant said he would get rid of the Cowboys if there was relegation in the NFL.
Of course he would.
He said, I just don't like them. I just don't. And I had to ask myself why I don't like the Cowboys. Because I don't hate any teams or any players. I'm a huge fan of a lot of teams, but the Cowboys are the one team I just don't like. And I think it's because a lot of people where I'm from in D.C. have become Cowboys fans. It's probably like 75% of people in D.C. in my group of people that are Cowboy fans. I just hate that they don't stay loyal to the crib. Says the guy who
Right? Yeah, well, he would know.
Didn't go to Maryland. Sure.
loyalty.
I don't think he went to Maryland, did he? He didn't go to Georgetown, did he?
No,
I think he went to Texas.
For a minute.
Yeah, I thought you'd get a and he's only played with the Thunder and the Warriors and the Nets. He's about loyalty to the team, man.
That's it.
Yeah, why don't you stay loyal to the crib?
Until you pay me more, then I'll be loyal to you.
Loyal to the crib, baby. UTSA got a wake-up call. Is that the is that a word for it? They went up the road to San Marcos and got just smacked.
You know, we talked about it last week that Jeff Traylor knew when this season was starting long ago that this was going to be a mess. He knew, oh no, I wish I wasn't playing he's not I don't know if he's a mentor to GJ Kinney, but he is certainly the guy that's been
Sure,
paired side by side.
GJ would call him a mentor. I think so.
But man, oh man, did he get it taken to him in every facet.
Which in a way, that's why I'm kind of surprised that Kinney ran it up. Although listen, I'm a big believer in you're not running up the score unless you're doing it in the second half.
Right. 21 points in the second quarter, but it was bam,
this game was 35-3 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
The second half was only 14-7 Texas State. And so, but the running up had already been done. And to me, this just boiled down to Texas State has a quarterback, and UTSA, while they have two quarterbacks, really they don't have a quarterback. And I am really curious to talk to Coach Traylor coming up at 9:00. I want to know what his plans are. Now you're going to, you think you just took some medicine. Now you got to go into Austin and play that Longhorn team.
Well, the first
who do you go with? Who do you point at and say, hey, good luck this week?
Well, you have to name whoever it is today. They need to know who it is, whoever you're going with, because you're going to need all the reps you can. And that's one part of it. If everything was firing on all cylinders, this was going to be an impossible. This is going to be impossible. But the first thing you got to pick, 10 penalties, 73 yards, got to fix that. You can't throw interceptions. The things you can control, you have got to control to even make this a competitive game. And they couldn't control that against Texas State because they had time of possession. They ran a lot of plays. They had plenty of opportunities, but they were running on a treadmill, man. That this team cannot get a grip offensively and defensively when you're on the field like they were. The way they were getting pounded by a superior quarterback. Yeah, what a mess. This was a worst case scenario for Coach.
I'd also say that there was some quit in the team.
Worst case scenario, yeah.
They did not, you could tell, and it wasn't even halftime yet, and they were out of there. They didn't like what they were getting, and it seemed like they didn't want any more of it.
On the other side of this, can we give some love to Texas State?
Absolutely.
My gosh, it was a great environment. Kenny's got the fan base rocking again. That stadium was moving and grooving. It was the perfect college football environment for Texas State, and they deserve it. Long time in coming.
And they have an elite G5 level quarterback in Jordan McLeod, whose brother is Ray McLeod.
Ray?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Well, he's in the NFL. Jordan's brother Ray.
Owes me money.
But Jordan is, again, if Jordan were 6'3", he'd be a pro prospect. I don't know. He's like 5'11", 6 feet tall. He's probably not going to be a pro prospect, but he is a great G5 quarterback. And man, he was, I think, the difference in this game. Again, like I said, one team has a quarterback, a great one, and the other one, I think, is shopping. They don't know what they've got. And it makes me wonder if, knowing Dr. Frank was eventually going to leave, Dr. Harris, paging Dr. Harris, should Coach Traylor have done something more forward thinking when it comes to.
What I'll tell you is he won't say it over the air, but behind the scenes, he will say,
I'd like some money for a quarterback.
If I had the money, I'd have gone and got him.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I'd have had the kid at Texas State. I'd have had my kid. I didn't have the money. That's what he'll tell you behind the scenes. And, and when we have him on in about 30 minutes, I'm sure he'll talk about preparation and, understanding and guys making the right plays and doing the things. But right now the deficit between Harris and Marburger or McCown is just vast. It's huge.
I think that there is something to, and maybe I'll ask him about this. Could it be that the teams the last couple of years were flawed and Frank was so good that he covered up some of those flaws?
Well, I think there has been a tremendous talent drain. One from just the guys that were on the team that just took checks to go someplace else. I think that certainly hurts a team that's always going to be fighting for depth. I think that's been a problem. I don't think he's adequately recruited to come through, because I do think there were some concerns of him even being here. So last year when he was going through that recruiting cycle, he was right in the midst of, am I going to A&M? Am I going to Houston? So I think he might have lost a couple of guys just because when I'm recruiting against Coach Traylor, at least then, hey, he's not even going to be there next year. I don't even know why you're considering him. So I think he might have gotten hurt in the recruiting cycle because of the possibility of him leaving. That all summed up to a team that isn't as physically gifted as they have been in the past.
Well, there you go. We'll talk to Coach Traylor about it coming up. And again, I don't expect him to be real thrilled about this. Chris says Cam Rising left with an injury to his thumb. And then he said also it was a conference game. No, it was not a conference game.
No, it was scheduled before. It should have been.
Yeah. So they're both still 0-0 in conference. But all right. If you want to, I'm saying if Cam Rising's playing next week and his thumb's fine, I'm going to be pissed off. That's all I'm saying.
They won. Come on,
They
gambler.
didn't cover.
Come on, gambler.
Well, they didn't
You
win.
think they care about
Oh.
you, little old you, and your money lines and your point spreads?
Yeah. My app says I lost.
We're not supposed
that's
to talk
funny.
about that stuff.
That's funny. All right. When we come back, there's another team in Texas to play this weekend. The Houston Texans had themselves a game. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at olympiahillsgolf.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here. Let's talk weight loss, energy, and muscle tone. Are the dad bod jokes too frequent for you these days? Well, the testosterone experts at Synergenics are known for advanced TRT treatment, but they're also experts with GLP-1 weight loss medications. At Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, you get TRT test results on your first visit, and you can also be evaluated for prescription weight loss treatment. Book your appointment at SynergenicsHealth.com. That's SynergenicsHealth.com.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We did clear that trouble spot on 35 northbound before 1604. However, with the combination of rush hour, it's still slow through the area. Southbound 35 Schertz Parkway to Tupperwine, that's a 15-minute commute. About 20 minutes on 90 eastbound, 211 on over to Hunt Lane. And Loop 410 eastbound Calabre to Fredericksburg Road, that's a 10-12-minute ride. Looks like there's an overturned vehicle on Boulevardy Road near Evans. It's blocking the turn lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Houston Texans also start out 1-0 on the season. 29-27 win over the Colts. See, I won because I had the Colts +4. So the Colts are winners in my book.
I won because I'm a Texans fan.
Colts win despite losing, and Utah loses despite winning. So that's how it works sometimes.
The great Rosie Perez and White Men Can't Jump. Sometimes when you win, you really lose.
That's
Sometimes
right.
When you lose, you really win.
She knows. Do the accent better.
I can't
though.
do it. That's all I can do. I can't do the Puerto Ricano kind of thing.
Come on.
I can't. I'm not even going to try.
Come on.
I can't sound like Rosie Perez. I'm not even going to try.
What's the matter? I can't do it.
See, I'm not even going to go there.
Difficult. I'll practice it.
That stuff ends up on tape.
That's right. Texans go on the road, get a win 29-27. Got to feel good about that.
You know what? I think the Texans should feel better about their win than the Cowboys over Cleveland. I think the Colts are a pretty good football team. I think the Colts are going to beat some teams this year that people are going to be surprised. And we're going to look back on this win and go, you know what? Texans are better than we thought they were, or at least they played a better football game than we thought they played against a Colt team that has, you keep calling him, I'm going to start agree with him, a young Cam Newton. I mean, he might be more accurate than Cam was, but man, oh man, he's a physical presence.
Well, and sort of what made Cam so good was that he would be a battering ram, and then right when you had to like drop every safety you've got into the box, he'd beat you over the top. And that's what really kept the Colts in this game was they hit a couple of big shots. And the first quarter, their first touchdown with Alec Pierce, 60-yard touchdown
He
pass.
slung it, man. That was a beautiful throw.
Later on, same guy, Alec Pierce. It didn't go for a touchdown, but it set up a touchdown, 57-yard. When you hit these big chunk plays, I don't even remember the guy's name that caught the other one. It was like a 50-something-yard touchdown pass too. Guy Ashton Doolin was his name. So they hit these, and he actually he did miss a couple to the Texas rookie, that Adonai Mitchell. He had him wide open a couple times.
when you're a physical running quarterback, he occupies the mind of the safety. You're going to have to spy him, so it allows you to sneak guys behind him. And it happened a couple times. It happened on possible running plays where I would have moved the quarterback too and got him out in some space. And as the safeties reacted to that, you can get guys deep. I don't think the Colts are a great football team, but that's a 500 football team on its way up. I think it was a good win for the Texans. Now, they still got some things, but I'll tell you what, I don't want to play Houston in a month. They're going to get better.
Well, remember, Houston's secondary is very young. So if you're going to get lit up, you kind of expect it to be early.
Yeah.
You got a couple rookies in Lassiter and Kalen Bullock who are playing, and they've moved some things around. Jalen Petrie's now the starting nickel corner, and so you're making some shifts, and you expect them to have some growing pains. But the offense, man, you talk about totally changing what you can do when you add a guy. I mean, the Texans couldn't run the ball for their lives last year. They were bottom 5 in the league in yards per carry last season, and they go out and get Joe Mixon. He got over 80% of the carries, and he dominated the game. I mean, the Texans had 213 rushing yards, most in a game since week 9 of 2019.
Who was the back, I wonder, that got all those?
2019? Oh, boy.
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like the Arian Foster age was over.
Yeah, that's past Foster.
I don't know who it would have been. But I bet a lot of it was Deshaun, actually.
Probably.
But he just milked the clock down once they got a lead. Carlos Hyde, I bet, had something to do with that. But that's going to take a lot of pressure off CJ Stroud. That's going to open things up for him. And when you've got 3 wide receivers like Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, you're going to be able to put up some points.
Those 3 are playmakers. Diggs was open all night, it felt like. The play action game was pretty. This Texans offense is just now scratching the surface of what they're going to be, because a lot of skill. And of all the teams that had added skill, the Texans were the best at using it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of teams added a bunch of new talent around quarterbacks or quarterbacks to talent. I didn't see much in Atlanta.
No.
I mean, man, oh man. Diggs made a difference. Mixon made a difference.
Well, Xavier Worthy made a pretty nice difference for Kansas City.
And Saquon made a huge difference. But as far as difference making on the field immediately, the Texans showed it.
And you know who else they made a difference against, and really maybe the biggest difference in what the Texans have been against the Colts and what they were yesterday is Jonathan Taylor has been a Texans killer for the majority of his career. He's done what he wanted against that team, and they shut him down. He'd played the Texans 6 times in his career. He was averaging 135 yards per game. He had 188 yards last year in the last game of the season, the game that they almost beat the Texans in. And he had 48 yards in this game. 48. They shut him down.
I have him on my fantasy team. He didn't have a terrible day, but
because he caught a few balls. Yeah. But when you don't run the ball, it cuts into the amount of plays you run. It cuts into time of possession. Texans doubled up the Colts on time of possession. They ran 33 more plays than the Colts ran. Like if the Texans can stop the run and run as efficiently as they did yesterday, they're gonna win a lot of football games because they're gonna control that clock. I don't know how repeatable that is, but it was certainly the start that they were hoping for.
I think it's imminently repeatable. As long as you've got a threat deep and Mixon stays Joe, yeah, they're a good football team. They're good.
Texans get those Chicago Bears next week. Sunday Night Football.
What'd you think of Caleb?
Carrie Underwood's going to be singing about the Texans next week.
What'd you think of Caleb yesterday?
I thought he was okay. I felt like the Bears won because the Titans didn't want to win. That's kind of how I feel like it. The Titans almost made my losers sheet because they absolutely should have won that game. But like watching Caleb play, it's like you know that he's got some skill, but he's still, I mean, he looks like a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And the stat line isn't great. 14 of 29, 93 yards. The Bears had 148 yards of total offense. 148 in the whole game. I don't know how you're not going to win very many games like that. I can tell you now.
No,
you're not going to have many games where you get a blocked punt return for a touchdown and an interception return for a touchdown in the same game. That's the only touchdowns they scored. They didn't have an offensive touchdown. They had a blocked punt return, an interception return, and 3 field goals.
But I'll tell you, the old Bears lose that game 9 times out of 10.
You're probably right.
The old Bears, that gets away and everything is awful. This Bear team won. It was ugly. They shouldn't have. They got down to a bad football team. But I'll tell you what, they went and did it. And for me, with a rookie quarterback, that's enough. Bears strut home, because that's a game for the last decade since Sexy Rexy, you'd have lost.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So that was enough for me.
Also, did pretty well in that game was Tony Pollard. Had a nice game for the Titans.
He's still got that burst.
Cowboys
miss.
Yeah, I don't know that he's so good that the Cowboys should have paid him, but it would sure be nice to have
that weapon that doesn't have to come out in third down. That can play both downs.
But yeah, that's an embarrassing loss to me for the Titans. But like you said, he did enough. I'll tell you this about Caleb: the sacks are one thing. He's going to take sacks. You can't take these 15-yard sacks. That is a killer. And he runs around in circles. You got to get rid of the football, throw it out of bounds, do something, because taking 15, 16-yard sacks in the NFL, you can't overcome that.
But that's an imminently fixable thing. I mean, if you look at what he did wrong, at least he wasn't slinging it into holes that weren't there. At least he wasn't trying to be Heisman Trophy candidate at USC trying to thread a needle. He was holding on the ball. He was a deer in the headlights. I'll give it to him. Throw the ball away. I mean, it ain't that hard to fix. So the 15-yard sacks and some of those little things. Now, some of those worries about him did kind of come into play. He did kind of sulk a little bit. You could tell he was kind of a little frustrated, and that was my concern early. But if I'm a Bears fan, man, it was a bad team, and it shouldn't have been like that. But damn it, you walked away with a win, and that's the thing the Bears haven't done in a minute. So all positive so far for the experiment.
And you're right. I mean, there's a lot of growth to be done by a guy like Caleb Williams, whereas Will Levis is kind of the opposite. You mentioned Williams didn't give the other team a chance to get it. He was very careful with his ADOT. I mean, he did not throw the ball down the field at all. On the other side, Will Levis, it takes some chances, and now you get some benefit from that. But you also I don't understand the teams that are so willing to go for it now. It's almost swung to the side where it's like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Turn it over on downs where, I mean, you're backed up into your territory, and there was a couple teams that were going for it in games that were competitive. I think Jacksonville did this too. They went for it on fourth down at their own 30 with a small lead, and it's like, why are you doing this? But Will Levis is not careful with the football, and that's going to be something they've got to fix.
He's 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look 6'4" to me. I had to go look. There's something about what I thought he was. He's a gunslinger. I'll give him that.
Well, but it's not always good.
No, I'm not but he's not the guy that I thought he was. I was really high on him last year, and I still think he's an NFL quarterback. But there's a long way to go, and so much has to, goes with. He's in a brand new system. Who's he throwing to? I mean, there's some other things in there. Hey, at the end of the day, Bears, you beat a team that you should have beat. Tennessee's got a lot of work to do.
I mean, who is he throwing to? He's got Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, and DeAndre Hopkins. I don't feel bad for him.
Well, that's kind of like, 5 years ago, that would have been pretty impressive. 6 years ago, that would have been the best wide receiver room in football.
I got news for you, Rob. All three of those guys would be the Cowboys' number 2.
Probably.
So I'm not feeling bad.
It's like having a running back room with Zeke Elliott and Dalvin Cook. You're like, 5 years ago, that was pretty damn impressive.
He's got some Tyler Boyd is, I mean, I don't know, man. I actually like Tennessee's receivers. DeAndre Hopkins is certainly an old dog, but I think Calvin Ridley's still got some juice. I don't feel bad for Will Levis when it comes to weapons. For him, it's just about like take care of the football. Don't be a dummy. And that's kind of the concern with him is you're going to see him make some there's a little bit of Josh Allen to him where he's like a poor man's Josh Allen. He's got this arm and he thinks it's going to always get him out of trouble. And sometimes it's going to look really, really good, the things he does. And then sometimes he's just going to make a mistake that makes you go, what in the hell was that?
And Callahan is fundamentally changing what Tennessee is. I mean, they're no longer the ground and pound tough defense thing. They brought in Callahan to be an offensive dude, and changing the mentality is not going to be the easiest thing to do in Tennessee.
Well, 5.5 yards per carry yesterday. Most of that, again, Tony Pollard. But you've got to be able to run to have success down the field. It's just when you open up when you use your running game to open up the deep shot and then you throw it to the other team, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. Grind, give it away. That is no way to win football games. And the Titans, again, found a way to screw that one off. I think the Texans should have they should have a good matchup here against the Bears, especially at home. Caleb Williams playing his first NFL road game. I think the Texans probably get the job done.
Handily.
But I do think there's some. I still think there's going to be some woes for the Texans, and I'll tell you what. After that Bears game, the next week they go to Minnesota. In Minnesota, I laugh at Sam Darnold all you want. Minnesota's got something, man. That's a pretty decent looking squad. And I know they played the Giants. I know they played Daniel Jones. But everybody said before, oh, Daniel Jones is better than Sam Darnold. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Now, this is still a young Viking team.
Mm-hmm.
Darnold looked absolutely appropriate to what they needed to do. Next week might not be as easy.
Well, next week they're playing the best team in the NFC.
Yeah,
they're playing the 49ers.
So they're going to be we're going to kind of see.
It's going to be hard.
I think we're going to see what to expect from the Vikings after next week more than this week.
And, Kyle Shanahan just spent a year with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
He probably knows what Sam Darnold's good at and not good at.
Well, I think he made him better. I mean,
I do too.
The Sam Darnold we saw, we would not have seen but for what Kyle did with him last year.
I think Sam Darnold hit like his first 13 or 14 passes in a row. I mean, he was sharp. I've made a lot of fun of Sam Darnold in my life, so I got to give him credit where it's due. Sam Darnold balled the hell out yesterday. 19 of 24. 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
And kind of a testament to O'Connell's, I don't know how many plays they script, but the script worked. To start the game. Everything popped right open.
I think O'Connell's one of the better coaches, one of the more underrated coaches in the NFL. But again, they were playing Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was going to make it as easy as possible.
Uniforms are uniforms. I don't know. But yesterday, the Giants looked like the team that TV movie teams play as their opponent. They, that wasn't a real uniform. It was like a combination of let's grab the Michigan one, let's throw some red on that one, and let's put a stripe one. Do we have a USFL uniform we can throw on? Because that wasn't a real uniform.
No,
Don't ever wear that again.
Not a great look. Not a great look. there were 3 teams yesterday who did not score an offensive touchdown. That's somewhat alarming, I would think. That is the New York Giants, who scored 6 points.
What a dumpster fire.
I mentioned I mentioned earlier that the Bears, the Bears scored 24. They won the game, didn't score a single offensive touchdown. Pittsburgh Steelers also won the game without scoring a touchdown. Steelers 18-10, all on field goals.
That game. I don't know what to take away from what I witnessed in that game.
I know that Chris Boswell not only kicked 6 field goals, he also had to punt by the end of the game because their punter got hurt
from overuse. His leg wore out.
All right. Man, on the other side, talk to Coach Jeff Traylor. See if we can cheer him up. How about that? Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon and noon. The Cowboys take on the New Orleans Saints at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Which means you can watch the Dolphins, and the Broncos, and the Lions, and the Cowboys, and the Jets. Or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game, every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
O'Reilly.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free in or out of your vehicle. We can help you find the best battery for your vehicle and budget. O'Reilly Auto Parts has batteries starting at just $79.99. Get your battery tested for free today at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We did clear that trouble spot on 35 northbound before 1604. However, with the combination of rush hour, it's still slow through the area. Southbound 35 Schertz Parkway to Tupperwine, that's a 15-minute commute. About 20 minutes on 90 eastbound, 211 on over to Hunt Lane. And Loop 410 eastbound Calabre to Fredericksburg Road, that's a 10-12-minute ride. Looks like there's an overturned vehicle on Bulverde Road near Evans. It's blocking the turn lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The deal was finally done as the Dallas Cowboys finally got Dak Prescott signed to a 4-year, $240 million extension. He probably went out after the extension and led the Cowboys to a 33-17 win over the Cleveland Browns. The Houston Texans held off the Colts yesterday, 29-27 for an early win. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, we won't waste much time. Get right into it. The head coach for the UTSA Roadrunners joins us now on the Buyers Barricade guest line. Coach Jeff Traylor. Coach, how are you, sir?
Well, I've had better days. We're all right.
Time to go to work.
I thought that might be your answer. This was certainly a tough one, and you went into the season with kind of a question about who was your quarterback going to be, and after one game, it felt like maybe that question had been answered strongly. Are you kind of back to the drawing board after this one?
No, not at all. quarterback play is the least of our concerns at UTSA right now. We've got to help those kids. I mean, you got a new left tackle, you got a new center, you got a new right tackle, you got new receivers. We're not doing much to help those guys right now. Can the quarterback play be better? For sure. Both kids played well. They were not great. There's stuff they can get better at, but that's where everybody always go to is the quarterback. But when you study it, we got to help those kids a lot more than we're helping them right now.
So how do you do that, Coach?
Well, you got to protect him better. You got to run the ball better. It always starts up front. And, for example, just coming out, it's not ever great. We start your own, the second drive, the first drive, us not scoring there was a big play in the game, in my opinion. Not getting that done. Had a great run, or 2nd and 3, come back and try to score a touchdown the next call. I liked the aggressive call. They had a better call than we did, honestly. Check the ball down, lose 6. Don't get any points out of that drive. Then we start on our own -2. He makes a great throw, and we drop a 35-yard fly. And then we go down and score, make it 7-3, a great 80-yard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And of all the things I'm more disappointed about, which is not where people know my team like I know my team, I thought our defense would be a lot better than we were. And I knew our offense would struggle against their veteran defensive line. I just thought our defense would keep us in the game longer, and we just couldn't.
Is Jordan McLeod a special player? Was he doing things that your defense hadn't or wasn't prepared for, or do you think it was just a bad day for your guys?
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't that. I mean, he completed 3 passes of more than 10 yards. They just broke a lot of tackles. I mean, we did not tackle very well. They had 18, missed tackles by our count for 261 yards. And they're a really good team, man. They've got 18 starters returning. They added the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year to that. And you're playing a team over here in us. It's in our 5th year, but you lost an NFL safety. You lost an NFL corner. You lost an NFL defensive end. You lost NFL defensive tackle. And you turn around on offense. We lost 3 O-linemen. We lost an NFL wide receiver. We lost a quarterback. We're having to grow up fast, and we're playing a really good team this week, and we played a really good team last week as well.
This might be a tough question, but when you mentioned the missed tackles, and I kind of saw late in the second quarter, it felt like, at least watching on television again, I'm not on the sideline like you, but it felt like maybe your team they were ready to move on to the next one, like they didn't want to be there anymore. Did you get that vibe from your team? Like, were you disappointed in how they reacted to this first chunk of adversity of the season?
No, our kids were fine. I mean, I know that's the way it looks on TV. Whenever you're getting kicked in, man, that's the first thing everybody always goes to is they don't want to be here. They don't want to play. We did. You're correct. We got out hit. We got outplayed, but it was not our kids giving up. I mean, I'll give you just small indications. Like when we start the fourth quarter, we always hold our triangle up in the air. And a sign we believe in our culture. Every single player did that. The school song's on the opposite end of the field. So you're supposed to go in on the other end. And so naturally when the game's over, you think the kids start walking that way. Every one of them, every single player on our team turned with the opposite direction, went to the school song and sang the school song. And I know you guys are like, Coach, that's awful silly. But I've been a part of teams when you get your teeth kicked in. Nobody gives a crap about holding up your triangle. Nobody cares about doing the school song. And every kid did the right thing. So that's the furthest thing from my mind. We got to play better, man. We got to coach them better and play better. It wasn't lack of effort.
Well, when you go through that, sometimes it's not terrible when you get your teeth kicked in hindsight. Certainly you got to suffer through it. So what do you take away in preparation for, when the season began? This was the game of the year coming up, going up to Austin. How do you prepare for that?
Well, we've only had our teeth really kicked in here, a couple of times before. In 20, we got kicked in by FAU.
Yeah, Coach, you know what? It felt like to me, this was the first time, Coach, that I've ever watched your team, really go through that. And I'm going to be very interested to watch how you guys react to it, because I know you've gone through some other ones, but those were new teams and you were new here. This is a team that's under you. These are your guys. I've never seen you guys go through that. I'm going to be very interested to see how you guys react, because it's going against a monolith in Texas.
No, because in North Texas, I appreciate your fond memory of the program. I wish it was that good. But North Texas did the same thing to us in 22. And we did rally the next week, and we beat Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
And last year, Tennessee did the same exact thing. This boat raced us. And we responded and beat Temple the next week. Now, the difference is, where I will co-sign with you, we've never played the University of Texas next and then be ranked number 2 in the country and have to go there. This will be a first for sure, getting our teeth kicked in and then have to go up to Austin.
Coach, if you're worried about missed tackles, I hope you haven't watched the film of what Texas did to Michigan. Michigan's vaunted defense. They had a real hard time taking down these Texas ball carriers. I mean, how important is tackling going to be at practice this week? I mean, is that the thing you're hammering into your guys' heads the most?
We also had some MAs. We had some uncharacteristic busts. I think being on the road for the first time with this new team, this group of team, with all the turnover we have right now on offense and defense, was a little eye-opening. Guys that have been used to helping make the plays are now required to be the ones to make the plays, and it seemed like we got a little big-eyed in a really hostile environment. So that'll be good for us as the year progresses.
Jeff Traylor joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. So heading up to Austin, you knew that was absolutely coming. What's the first goal for practice today? I mean, as you guys get rounded into form, what are you guys looking at first and foremost? Is it fixing what the problems were yesterday, or going in with a game plan that you already had kind of halfway established?
No, we got the Texas State game out of our system yesterday. That was a painful day. Today they've got class and academics. So we'll be preparing for Texas all day, and we'll actually start practice in the morning.
As far as taking away something, you look at what Texas does, what's the first thing that frightens you? Is it quarterback play, team speed, defensive? What's the thing that you look at and go, this is the separator from what they used to be to what they are now?
Yes. I mean, they're way different than when we played them 2 years ago, with NIL and transfer portal. They have just done a fantastic job. They're just so massive up front. I mean, it's, they're massive. I mean, literally. I mean, Collins is 6'5", 321 defensive tackle. I mean, they're Trey Moore. We know him very well. He's on our team last year. He's really tough to block. And you know how we highlight? I don't know if I'll tell you all this. When we do the scouting report, we highlight the yellow. Yellow means they're really, really good players. And we never have more than 3 or 4 on each side of the ball. We highlight. And we've got 19 of their 22 guys in yellow right now. So they're really impressive.
Well, Coach, if things go poorly, do you have any worries that with a young team you could lose this team, or is it very vital for you to at least play this game close so you can keep your team invested in what your ultimate goals are this season?
We'll be fine. That's never an issue at UTSA. Whatever happens Saturday, we'll be fine. It might not look like it on the video. Who knows what that's going to look like if it goes the way y'all just said. But whatever way it goes, our culture will hold through it. I promise you.
Who's going to start at quarterback, Coach?
Owen McCallum.
Got it.
All right. That is Coach Jeff Traylor, head coach at UTSA. Coach, best of luck this week with your guys, and best of luck on Saturday when you head up to Austin. And hopefully we're having happier conversations soon.
Appreciate you guys. God bless. Birds up.
There you go. That is Coach Jeff Traylor. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Yeah.
There's a legend of what happened in Vietnam when General Westmoreland got all of his generals together right after the Tet Offensive and said, you guys are already dead. Go ahead and write your obituary and attack tomorrow like you're already dead, because what you're about to go into is probably going to kill you. UTSA, you got to attack this week like you're already gone, man. You got nothing to lose. It doesn't matter about conference. It won't affect your conference play at all. This is a game about proving to yourself that you're good enough and you're capable of going and getting a title, because nobody gives you a shot. Nobody. Your parents don't even give you a shot. Go out and play like you're already dead, man.
I will say this. I don't know what it's going to take to get into to be the G5 rep in the playoffs. Chances are good Texas or UTSA is eliminated from that But and with a loss, they're almost certainly eliminated from it against Texas.
Yeah.
But I watched Liberty almost lose this weekend to a team they had no business almost losing to. Like it's fluid, and if they can play Texas tough, if they can go up there and even if they lose that game, they lose by a touchdown, people are going to go, okay, this was maybe this, and because they've built a reputation as a team that is competitive. So if they go up there and they compete, that committee might say, you know what, that Texas State score looks bad. That was the second game of the season. They came back the next week. They fought their asses off against the number 2 team in the country, and they've won every game since. I could see making an argument for
No
them.
question. If you're gallant in defeat, you offer a highlight or something to put in front of the nation, something, an interception or something that makes that you were doing something wrong or something just to kind of leave a seed there. Yeah, there's still a conference in front of them. There's still a long way to go. But let me tell you,
You go out and lose by 5 touchdowns. You can cancel your plans for that playoff. You're playing in the Motor City Bowl or the Sun Bowl, where someplace where you don't want to be.
Coach is protecting his quarterbacks, but quarterback play is so lacking right now.
I agree. I'm not going to argue with him because he's right. There's a lot of other problems too, but I thought the quarterback play, the gap was wide. But you know what? He's also right that part of why Texas State looked so good at quarterback was because his guys couldn't tackle.
True.
But I saw Texas break 1 million tackles against NFL players last week. That most of those guys at Michigan, those are NFL players, and Texas clowned them. Man, I hope that he's got those guys ready to tackle on Saturday, because if not, it's going to be a long night.
Because they're going to see a fair amount of viewers and Manning.
Oh yeah,
you're going to see them both.
I think you'll see some. All right. When we come back, we'll hit up some non-sports stuff before we get to the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy a pallet or more of select concrete mix. And there's more. Save up to 25% when you buy a pallet or more of select drywall panels. Plus, get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob, you are not a lesbian.
Although I appreciate all things that most of them appreciate.
Yeah, you have a lot in common with
I'm a
lesbians.
fan of the female form.
Yeah. This woman at she was permanently banned from flying on American Airlines. She's 24 years old. She's on the no-fly list, Aaron Wright. And she was ready to go from Albuquerque to New Orleans back in June when she noticed that she couldn't check in. She's like, what's going on? Why can't I check in? They said, sorry, ma'am. You're banned from flying on our airline. Okay. Well, I don't recall doing anything that would warrant a ban. What's going on here? They said, well, we don't have an explanation here at the kiosk. So she spent $1,000 on another flight on top of the $400 she'd originally spent.
So she's only banned from American
Airlines.
Not all airlines.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, eventually I just had to accept it because they were incapable of reversing anything without getting corporate security involved. It's my sister's bachelorette party. I was the maid of honor, so I had to book another flight. So it was a long 8-hour wait for that flight. So during that time, she contacted the customer relations department at American Airlines and received a response 12 days later from the corporate security team telling her that she'd in fact been banned for having sexual relations with a man on a flight while intoxicated.
What? She didn't remember that?
And she said, wait a minute, friend. I don't have relations with men ever. And there's There's photos of this gal, and I believe her.
She been to the barbershop lately?
She looks like the kind of
Little
gal
fade up action.
She looks like the kind of gal who's not real interested in dudes.
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
She ain't real interested in our kind. And she's like, wait a minute. This doesn't feel right because I am, in fact, a lesbian. She thought it was funny, but she was also incredibly embarrassed that all the people she'd spoken to thought she'd been having relations on the flight. Now she had to go and find a way to prove that it was a mistake. She immediately sent an appeal explaining that she hadn't done what they thought. And after 3 months of waiting,
3 months,
she finally got a call and said, hey, we're going to take you off the no-fly list. We're going to reimburse you for your American flight. She was never compensated for the extra flight she had to book or the massive inconvenience, but that them's the breaks when you're accused of fornicating on an airplane.
Being straight.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't have straight sex on a plane.
That would be pretty easily verified, you'd think.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Like,
what was it, a doppelganger that looked like?
Well,
I don't
so.
Why isn't there like security cameras all over planes?
Yeah, I'm sure
every video you see come off a plane is from somebody's cell phone.
Yes.
Why is there not security cameras saying, hey, this is how? So if someone's accused of going into the bathroom and doing sex, there's proof. I mean, you can't have a camera in the bathroom, but you can have a camera saying, oh, 2 people went in the bathroom at the same time. That's not allowed. You know, I'm not really sure why as a society, we're still like playing the he said, she said game on airplanes.
Well, the fact that if you're banned, I have a feeling they have a picture of her somewhere. I mean, so if someone gets banned from the airline, they just ban the name. Like somebody named AJ Hoffman at some point does something. I don't know who it is or what he looks like, but AJ Hoffman, whoever that is, will never. I mean, there's no picture where you go, oh, that's not you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, oh, we're going to decide to keep this guy off. It's wild to me. It is wild to me that that you can just say, oh, yeah, she had sex with a dude on a plane. And if they did have her picture,
they'd have known.
They would have known. Like I knew as soon as I saw that picture.
Well, obviously, our information is wrong because
I knew it.
This says male. You know, and we can tell.
An Arizona resident described that a moment that he'd been living for over 25 years with something lodged up his nose. He had no idea. He says, my whole life I've had sinus sensitivity, allergies, and issues with congestion. Since I'm allergic to cats, dogs, grass, many of the native trees, and dust.
Sounds like a real joy to be around.
I've always been exposed to one or more of these things. I lived my life assuming my congestion issues were just simply caused by the allergies. But, you know, and a lot of people have allergies. It's a real thing. But suddenly they were telling him, hey, a good way to alleviate your symptoms is to blow your nose in a warm, humid environment. So when you're in the shower, try and blow your nose, in a hot shower. Well, last week he blew his nose in the shower and outshot a Lego that had been there for 25 years. 25 years.
Did he know it was there?
He'd forgotten.
So at some point he did know he had a Lego.
Yes,
off his nose.
he said he remembered in 1998 he was playing with Legos.
How old was
he was 7.
Okay, so he shoved the Lego up his nose at 7.
Yes, and he said, I realized the piece was stuck, and I hatched a plan to rescue it. I came up with the brilliant idea of making a Lego man minifigure and using him to put in my nose and connect the dot piece to his head like a hat and pull it out all at once. Unfortunately, the head got stuck in my nose too, and only the body came out. We eventually, I told my parents, they were taking tweezers, and boom, that head popped out, and he was all excited that the head came out, but totally forgot about the little piece that they were trying to get him attached to. So, 25 years. Piece of Lego up your nose.
Just, for some other reason, he has to go get some kind of CAT scan, x-ray of his head. and they just see a Lego stuck up his nose. Like, sir,
yeah,
got a question for you.
And he says he never puts Legos up his nose now. But a 32-year-old man who's allergic to grass, cats, dogs, trees, and air, and also plays with Legos. He's hoping to have sex for the first time sometime in the next year or so. A guy in Baltimore was unhappy. I don't know if you ever dealt with this, Rob, as a basketball coach. Were parents ever upset at playing time?
Never.
No, it never
Most
happens.
Parents don't care about that stuff.
No.
They're just happy their kid is happy, self-actualized, and learning.
That's all they care about. Well, apparently this guy in Baltimore has a 5th grade son, and he was frustrated that his son was not getting enough playing time. And now he is not going to see his son play basketball till he's in college because he pulled the gun on the coach and has now been sentenced to prison. He's got an 8-year term coming his way. Just the idea that you're going to an elementary age basketball game with a semi-automatic pistol seems like maybe you're taking things a little too seriously, friend. I think it's not what you think. It's not as important as you think. It's not that big of a deal if your kid doesn't play a lot in 5th grade. That is wild. And finally,
he did all the playing time he wants. Guess what? He's starting. I'm sorry. I didn't realize he was as good as he is.
Jason Penrod is a lawyer in Florida. And he went down to the casino and gambled. He had a rough day at the tables. He lost $1.7 million.
At a casino in Florida?
Casino in Florida.
How many bets that would be?
Went down to Tampa, and they got him. Unfortunately for him, losing $1.7 million at the casino wasn't the worst thing that happened, because he got that $1.7 million by stealing it from the living trust of a dead person. At the time of his arrest, deputies say he was distraught, and he made a mistake. He had flown to Pennsylvania to confess his theft to the adult son and daughter of one of his dead clients. Deputies allege that he wrote a letter to the son and daughter saying he was dealing with mental and personal stress, and to cope, he would gamble. He explained his gambling had gotten so bad he exhausted all of his family's savings and his law firm's profits. And he explained that he would transfer funds from their trust account into his personal account so he could gamble down at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. Visited there multiple times a year, losing $1.7 million. His bank records show he stole $1.705 million from the victim's trust and put it into his account. I'm assuming that he gave the $5,000 back. Deputies say so far his bank records show that he had wired $1.2 million to the Hard Rock Casino and withdrawn $24,000 from ATMs at the Hard Rock. So obviously he's about to go to prison, but detectives are currently still investigating.
There's a lawyer,
his finances.
A lawyer here in San Antonio, a guy named Chris Pettit, that got popped for doing the same thing, got 50 years, and probably should have gotten more. 50 years for the money he took.
Gonna be like, was he Bernie Madoff?
Oh, this dude took millions. The story behind Chris Pettit is one that needs to be made some kind of podcast, because he had not only had a male but a female Sancha and Sancho. He was working both sides.
Oh my!
He had all kinds of stuff going.
That sounds like Aaron Hernandez.
This dude was working both sides of the fence and working it, baby.
Did he kill anybody?
Not that we know of.
Get on Aaron Hernandez's
He took
level.
roughly 20 to up to $60 million. I don't even know how much money he stole.
I'm going to be honest. If I stole $2 million, I'd be happy, and I'd stop there if I'd gotten away with it.
Right.
Once you get to 60, I feel like you're almost certain to get caught. That's just my experience at embezzlement. All right. When we come back, we'll do what we always do around this time. We'll take a look at the daily lines. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, we are live out at Fair Oaks Roost. We have a lot to talk about. A big weekend of football.
Well, absolutely. Cowboys open the season. Everybody open the season. We'll have all the reaction to that. We'll also talk with UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. Make sure you join us out at the Fair Oaks Roost for your chance to win tickets to go see Dallas play New Orleans with our friends from Flight by Yingling.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Make the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. The brand new Break Room has 17 TVs, brand new pool tables, dartboards, and even a putting green outside to enjoy while watching the games and hanging with friends. And the kitchen is always open during games. More than your average neighborhood bar, check out the Break Room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the Break Room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events. The Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true, like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-low conditions versus API SP test limits.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got an accident, I-10 eastbound approaching Camp Willis Road that's causing a 25-minute delay. It's in your right lane. Traffic stop from Route Fair. 1604 eastbound approaching Lookout. That wreck is in the right lane. 12-minute delay has you slow from Green Mountain and rolling slowly along 35 southbound Schertz Parkway on down to Tupper 1. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, guys. The boys are going to be out and about. Fair Oaks Roost today. First Monday night game of the year at Fair Oaks Roost with Flight by Yingling, where you can register for your chance to win 2 passes to the ultimate Bill Bates tailgate party. 2 tickets to the Dallas-New Orleans game. That's tonight. Well, this afternoon even, 2 o'clock. 2 to 6, in fact. With the Blitz at Fair Oaks Roost. And, of course, you can hear Monday Night Football between the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers right here on our little station.
Aaron Rodgers victory lap.
Oh, boy.
Starts today.
Somebody going to learn. I guess let's go ahead and we'll start the daily lines with that game. Let's hear it, Vic.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers and all, are still 4-point road dogs at the San Francisco 49ers. The total in this game, 43. If you like the Jets to win the game outright, plus 170.
I'll tell you what, if you like
price.
Aaron Rodgers, I don't know why you wouldn't jump on this. I am. If you think Rodgers is what he's supposed to be, and this Jets team has everything required,
I don't know why. I don't know why you still
small.
think that. I don't know why you think
I'm
that.
just saying, if you are a believer,
you're in the majority, though. I'm the one on the outside. I'm the one who keeps saying, why do people still think this guy's good? But
Vegas thinks he's good.
They do. They do. I'm a lone wolf here, Rob. A lone wolf.
I don't know. I think that I think there's a possibility here of a lot of fun this season. And I think Vegas sees it. I don't think they're going to win tonight, but I do expect an adequate showing from the Jets offense.
I don't think. See, I think if the Jets are even in this game, I think it's because their defense is awesome.
Well, that offense is going to have to score some points, is what I'm getting at.
They are.
I mean, there's enough out there for them to do that, and I think that there's, the possibility that Aaron has himself a 250, 2-touchdown kind of night.
It's not. I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility. Aaron Rodgers, if you think he's going to throw for 250, you can get plus 130 on that.
Kind of like it.
To over 250, you get plus 130. You want to go over 275, plus
like
240.
I'm liking the 250.
All right. Brock Purdy, you think he gets over 250, you get plus 115 on him.
Now we have to start talking about his contract, right? Every time we bring up Brock Purdy, do we have to talk about contract?
Next in line, baby. Next in line. Rushing props, you got 2 pretty good running backs here. If you think that you're going to get 70 yards or more out of Breece Hall, plus 120.
Well, if they're going to be successful, they're going to have to get that. I just don't think he can get it.
Christian McCaffrey, his number is 80. If If you like him to get more than 80
Is
yards.
it 80 on the ground? What's total yards? Do we have that?
I can get that. His is plus 115.
Yeah.
Rush plus receiving yards. Let's see. McCaffrey, 112.5 is the number. Over, it's even both sides. Debo's is 68.5. Brandon Ayuk's is 49.5. I'm going to go under on Brandon Ayuk tonight. I don't think he's going to play much of a role. When you consider what Shanahan's offense is all about, it's all about timing, knowing where you're supposed to be, helping out the other guys on the field. I expect he's going to take a little while to work his way back into the groove. I would play on maybe not yards because he could always have a big play, but I might play under receptions on Brandon Ayuk. I think he's got a minimal role in the offense tonight. Garrett Wilson, 71.5 yards is his total.
If they're going to do it, I'd look at that stat. How do they do with Garrett Wilson? Can Aaron find him consistently, get him a chunk play or get him 3 or 4 catches? If they can, that offense is going to run a lot smoother.
If you think they've got a couple of on DraftKings, they've got a couple of specials worth the money. Brandon Ayuk to have 120 or more receiving yards. If you think yes,
nope,
plus 850.
Yeah, there we go.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant, to have 150 passing yards in each half, 8-1. Brock Purdy to have 40-plus rushing yards and score 1 rushing touchdown.
He's more likely to throw for 300 than that.
20-1.
Yeah.
20-1, baby. Let's get it. Let's get these monies.
So Brock Purdy and Breece Hall were roommates at Iowa State.
They were.
They know each other quite
They're
well.
Boys. Aaron Rodgers, 300 passing yards. Garrett Wilson, 1 receiving touchdown, plus 225, if you like that.
That might be right down the alley.
I mean, if he's going to throw for 300, you got to assume Garrett Wilson's going to catch one.
If they're going to do what I expect or think that they're capable of, that's the bet that I like.
It seems like everybody believes that the Jets are the side here. I'll be sitting this one out. I have a money line play on the 49ers that I made a couple weeks ago that I'm locked into. Probably wish I wasn't at this point, but I'm okay. As soon as they said Trent Williams was playing, I said, well, or as soon as he signed, I said, I'm in. I got in at minus 190. It's currently minus 205. So I've at least got some closing line value. Of course, CLV doesn't pay the bills is one thing I learned in Vegas. Just because you know before everybody else doesn't mean that you win, unfortunately. But there you go. That's a look at the game tonight. Major League Baseball.
Here we go.
Not a full slate, but we got some.
Got a few.
Nick Martinez and the Reds. They go to Atlanta and see Charlie F. and Morton. Chuck, minus 160 with the Braves. Cole Sulser and the Tampa Bay Rays are at Philly. Christopher Sanchez, minus 205 for the Phillies. Paul Skeens Day.
There we go.
He's taking on Valente Beloso and the Miami Marlins. The Pirates, minus 265. Ooh, that's a big number. But if you think the Pirates win by more than a run, Pirates minus 1.5 would be minus 120. So you cut down on some of that juice there with that play. New York Yankees host the KC Royals. Brady Singer goes for the Royals. Carlos Rodon goes for the Yanks. Yanks minus 185. Paul Blackburn goes for the Mets. He's a minus 120 road favorite at the Blue Jays, who don't have an announced pitcher yet.
I have Bassett.
Okay, maybe it is. Yeah, this one says no announced pitcher.
Chris
but
Bassett.
Is it still minus 120?
Let's see. What do we have him at? I've got him at 1 with. I just lost it.
Okay.
Buffering. What are we looking for here?
Mets, Jays.
Man, where did it go? We're at minus 120.
Okay, right where we were.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is doesn't matter who pitches for the Blue Jays.
That's basically
Cade Povich, the son of Maury Povich, who they said, you are the father, Maury. He's a plus 105 road dog. Orioles road dogs at the Red Sox. Brian Bello going for the Bo Sox, minus 125. Twins host the Angels. David Festa. That's a festive name. Going for the Twins, minus 185 favorites. Reed Detmers goes for the Angels. The Guardians are at the White Sox. The Guardians with Joey Cantillo, made-up person, minus 250. Oh.
See them take down the Red Sox the other day?
Yeah.
In yellow? What the hell are they wearing? What are the Sox wearing over the weekend? What was that?
Yeah, when your team's named after a color, maybe wear the color. I don't know.
Yellow.
I don't know. Like, imagine the Cincinnati Reds show up wearing blue uniforms. That'd be weird.
I asked a guy, like, what is that? Well, that's our city edition. You're the Boston Red Sox. Why are you wearing a yellow jersey? I don't care what city you're in.
I don't associate the city of Boston with yellow at all.
And
I guess the Bruins wear yellow, but that's it.
Safety yellow and light blue, powder blue. I didn't get the union.
I don't like that. Chicago Cubs are at the Dodgers. Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. Dodgers minus 190. 190 for Buehler. And finally, Rob, I know did you hear the bad news from the WNBA? There's no games tonight, by the way. Lynx are at the Dream tomorrow, and the big matchup, Liberty at the Wings. Did you hear the bad news?
I have not heard any bad news.
Angel Reese out for the season.
I had not seen that.
Out for the season, yes. Strained eyelid from carrying around those eyelashes.
That'll do it.
Said,
it's amazing she's come this far.
It's put too much strain on the eyelid. No, actually, it's a wrist. She's hurt her wrist. She's done for the year.
I did not know that, though. I did see some highlights of her taking some jump shots over the weekend, which
that ain't
I think
good.
her broken wrist played a role in
Maybe I think maybe her broken shot played a role in it. Did she get her own rebound on all those? Is the question.
Of course,
because that's what she do.
I'm reading about this. Fans are devastated that she's out.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're very upset. The Fever got an overtime win last night over the Dream, 104-100. But the matchup of the night was, it was really forward thinking of the WNBA. I wanted to watch this game. I said, you know what? I'm going to watch a lady basketball game. Liberty and the Aces.
On the Ion Network, where did you watch the game?
I didn't. You know why? Because they put it on opening Sunday of the NFL season.
Oh, yeah.
Of course I'm not going to watch it. You could have told me, it's in triple overtime. I'd have been like, oh, all right. Well, you had a chance to gain a fan.
Well, I'm
thinking,
you
passed.
If they didn't get you, they're not going to get you now. Now it doesn't matter.
You could have got me before football season started.
You could have been a card-carrying Angel Reese fan club member. And you'd have put that away and watched football yesterday.
By the way, the Sky 92-77 win without Angel Reese. They don't need her.
We're gonna make fun of her pulling 13 boards a game as a rookie. Respect.
Man.
Let me tell you, pulling down the boards that she did. More power to her. It's too bad she's gone.
Well, now the Sky only have their thug players, the girls that assault Caitlin Clark.
We have to
since they've got two of them.
We got to pave the road for Caitlin to win the title.
Diamond DeShields and Kennedy Carter, tag team champions. They're Demolition. They call them Demolition. Caitlin Clark needs to get a partner. That's the problem. She doesn't have a tag team partner. She needs one. She needs someone who can step up.
She's supposed to. That other rookie. Right?
You showed me a picture of Caitlin Clark. She looked pretty good.
She slicks up nice.
Which confirms my belief that women lie just as much as men, if not more, with their Spanx and push-up bras. But the biggest lie of all, the biggest lie ever told, is the lie of makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Because all I see on Instagram all the time, ugly girls turning themselves into goddesses with makeup.
Right?
Well,
it's not fair to men. We don't know what we're getting.
Well, given the alternative, I think I'll take this. I'd rather be tricked than be given the real.
I'm gonna tell my sons before you get married, go take her out to the river.
Yeah, go swimming
and dump her out of her tube.
Yeah.
That way you'll know the truth.
Yeah,
it's the rule of thumb. Take them swimming.
Take them swimming. That's a good idea. Take them swimming. Or take them camping on an overnight camping trip.
Well,
we gonna learn. We gonna learn what you're working with, honey.
Yeah.
The biggest lie ever told.
Your now wife then dating. If you said, "Hey, baby, let's go camping," would she have gone? Would she have been in?
Yeah, hell yeah.
No, my wife wouldn't.
No.
glamping would be about as close.
Oh, your wife's bougie.
There would no.
I got a low maintenance
It's not
lady.
so much bougie. It's just pooping in the woods.
Oh, my wife actually loves pooping in the woods.
Well, I mean, that's a girl you take on the
She'd
mom.
never admit it, but I believe she does. I've never seen it even. I've got.
I wonder if she's ever proven it to herself.
I don't know. I just know that she's asleep right now, so I can say whatever I want. Friends, that's another show in the books.
Boy, tonight's going to be a fun game. It's going to be. I'm so excited about watching the potential. I don't know what kind of supernova the Jets are going to be for the first month, but they're going to be a supernova. They're going to burn bright either in absolute collapse or some glorious offensive fun.
I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers tears his ACL second quarter.
That's worst case scenario.
Like a
man.
supernova.
I don't think worse than that. There is no worse possibility than Aaron going out.
Supernova. They burned hot and
just blew out. We
flamed
only got
out.
a couple seconds. What do you think about Brady yesterday?
He's learning on the job, kind of, right?
Robot. There is no personality there.
But he's very
None.
handsome. He's my age, and he looks like
He has a nice
25.
He does look young.
Pisses me off. I look like I'm 60. All right, boys. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, I'll be
You
back
will.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rob's out, so it's the AJ and Vic show tomorrow. Vic,
fun
be
without
ready,
me.
Bubba.
I'll
Be
be
ready.
ready.
I'm going to put it on you, man. I'm going to ask you all about Angel Reese. We'll do it then. Check out the Blitz today, 2 o'clock. Morning Huddle, 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the